That's another great question.
From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hi, this is Matthew Leach. I played First Sergeant Talbot in Band of Brothers.
Hi, this is licensed battlefield guide Paul Bailey.
Hi, I'm Dale Fetzer. Hi, I'm John Rothman.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
Hi, this is Anthony Bordner. I'm a huge fan of Addressing Gettysburg. It is the greatest and most quality podcast ever. And you're listening to it right now. God, you're so lucky.
Don't ever go on America Got Talent. You won't make it.
I know. Let's have a spelling contest.
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
Never fight a pill, boys. Never fight a pill.
Don't give him fuel.
3rd Battalion, 3rd Marine Infantry Regiment.
I could house that load.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg
Today.
Where did this idea come from?
Never fight uphill with me, boys.
Screw you guys, I'm going here.
Oh my God!
Scorpion woman. Veronica had a very funny joke today.
Well, you can't say it because it's too small.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome to my studio, Bethany.
Thank you. I've never been here before.
I know. What do you think of it?
It's nice.
Spacious,
Very.
smaller than you would think by watching it. Everybody says they come in here. Oh, it looks bigger on the internet. And I said it's not the first time I heard that. No, but really, they do say that. Those people.
It's not a TARDIS. That is true.
What?
A TARDIS?
Yes.
You never watched Doctor Who?
No.
Bigger on the inside?
No.
Can I just bring up a point?
Not a big sci-fi guy.
Okay. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. I'm too grounded in reality to...
Yeah, that's what you are.
My own life is science fiction enough. I don't think I need... I don't need to... I don't know. For some reason, it never appealed to me, sci-fi. I'm sorry. I know that's disappointing to a lot of people, but I just couldn't care less. Sorry.
I'm not a huge sci-fi fan either. I like Doctor Who and I like Stargate.
Well, what is that? So is that sci-fi or fantasy or both? They're both kind of the same, right? Yeah, I'm not really into either one of those.
Yeah.
I like life itself. Real life is dramatic enough. It's crazy enough.
Yeah.
It's bizarre enough. It's full of these great stories. I don't really feel the need to, what elves and goblins, and Vulcans.
Did you ever see Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I attempted it.
Just the first one. You attempted the first
one. The first Harry Potter, and both of them I fell asleep within the first 15 minutes. And then I wish I could get into that stuff because everybody that's into it seems to really enjoy themselves. They really seem like they're having a lot of fun with it. But I wish I just can't. I don't know why, but I don't know why, but I just can't do it. And I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I apologize to so many people who are so disappointed. But
totally fine. You know what I'm really disappointed about?
What?
You have a Barn Resort hat, and I'm pretty sure that when Brian was here, I literally said, I want a hat.
I think.
And he gave me grief.
All he remembers is me asking for one.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He needs to rewatch the episode.
I don't know, but...
I said, where can I get a hat? And he said, you can buy one from the Barn Resort.
Yeah, you can buy one, and he gave me one. Hey, listen, what do you want from me?
Nothing. A hat.
Look.
I want a hat.
Well,
that's what I want.
Maybe someday you can buy one. Or get one. But you know what? Maybe when you are at the Barn Resort for our Christmas party on December 7th, a date which will live in infamy, you can get one there in their lovely gift shop.
Okay.
Speaking of gift shops, I want to tell you, maybe I should wait until we do the live read for a little Ground Top, but we are talking about wholesaling Little Ground Top.
Ooh.
Got to figure that out. Well, so that you can find it in other stores in town. Just get it out there more.
So it would be like on tap, so to speak, at other places.
Well, you mean like you could order a cup? I didn't even think of that. But I was thinking, no, you go into a gift shop and you could buy a bag of coffee, something like that, you know.
At the Lincoln Diner, you could have little ground top coffee.
Well, you know, I mean, if I can work out some kind of deal like that, I would do it.
Maybe in that new place.
What new place?
The new diner.
The what? What's in?
I was just thinking that.
Which one?
The, is it Gateway Diner?
Yeah, the Gateway Diner.
Oh, the
it's
Gateway,
going to be
yeah.
opening on...
It just opened.
Yesterday.
The 15th. 2 days
What's
ago.
today?
Today is the 17th.
Oh.
Yeah. And I only know that
When
because
did
it's
that
right in
happen?
front of me. I don't know, man. This year flew by. Was this a good year for you, personally and professionally?
Sure.
It was, for me, it was like, it was both extremes. It was terrible and awesome. But the terrible was so terrible that I couldn't really enjoy the awesome. But there were awesome things that happened, and there were terrible things that happened.
Did you just belch?
I stifled a belch, so as not to be rude to our wonderful audience. Would you rather me just belch next time?
Well, it was way disgustinger.
The stifling?
Disgustinger.
Really?
More disgusting.
How's that? Veronica did it for me.
That was Veronica?
Yeah.
Veronica Marie Claire. What is she doing?
She's so proud of herself. Listen to her. So, what were we talking about?
I don't even remember.
Oh,
Little ground top.
Little ground top. Yes. Well, no. So we'll get into that more during the live reads. Let's see what else. Oh, big news, of course. Cindy and I have to share. Finally, we have closed on the house. That is right. And we went over there. The closing was pretty painless, right, Sin?
Yeah. Very quick.
Yeah.
But it was. We went in there and, I mean, you signed a lot of the stuff online first, and then we went in and signed what little there was left. The selling agent signed for the seller, and then they handed us the key, and then we went up to the house, and then we noticed all of the things that are falling apart all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right?
And then you cried.
And we're like, what did we do?
I'm telling things that were like, why didn't we see that before?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when we bought our place,
yeah,
I have a picture of Mark sitting in. We had like a camp chair in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Is the only piece of furniture in there, and he's just sitting there all proud.
All proud
and
because
then like
it's my castle.
yes,
Yeah.
and then like 2 seconds after that picture was taken, like all hell broke loose.
Why? What happened?
It was like a furnace situation, and like, yeah.
Well, we don't have that to worry about. So wood stove is going to be our big, not main, but big source of heat. I have friends and relatives who have them, and I've had a lot of experience with them, and I love them. I love the heat they put off. I mean, it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
if you've ever had
yeah.
one.
Well, Cindy will do it, but it's a lot of work, and but it's the heat is great that it puts off.
That is true.
And you know, we were talking about it while so the fireplace guy came to look at it because there's a. So the previous owner rented as an Airbnb.
Yes.
And, you know, for insurance purposes, had to take the stove out. Well, because you don't want idiot renters, you know, burning the place down, right? So they want you to take it out. So took it out. And I showed a picture to the fireplace guys at, I think it's Gettysburg Hearth over on Route 30. Is that the name of the place?
Battlefield Hearth.
Battlefield Hearth. And they're looking at it and they're like, how tall is it? Like, how high is it off the ground? And I go, I don't know. It looks pretty low to me, but I don't know anything about this stuff. And they're like, yeah, it does. So the guy came out today to measure it, and he's like, man, that's low. It's like lower than the model that we had picked out. And so he's like, but don't worry, we've got some that are there. He goes, it's just not going to be what you picked. I was like, oh, Jesus. So
it's going to be bright pink.
No, I'm not doing that.
Bright pink with.
Tomorrow I'm going in there tomorrow to take a look at the model that they have and see
if anyone from Battlefield
Hearth. Yeah.
Battlefield Hearth is listening right now. I would pull out all your bright pink models.
Yeah, right.
Have them ready for Matt.
They do make some with like laminate, you know, not laminate, enamel.
Yeah.
Sorry, not laminate. And, they look nice and all, but, I like the good old, just plain old, rugged iron looking ones. So the option is we either get this one that's already, that'll
or we
fit
don't
it.
get any at all.
No. Or they have to, they have to go in and make one that's taller and, cut into the wall a bit and everything like that. But there's stones on the wall. I don't know. But anyway.
I've seen the pictures of this place, and I cannot, for the life of me, figure out. It doesn't, the pictures that you showed me do not make sense in the space.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm anxious to see
how
it all comes together.
You will soon see it, and it'll all make sense to you then. All make sense to you then. So that's the good news there. And, a lot of people have said to me over the last year, where the hell has Cam been? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say, Cam is, there's all, I don't take you seriously as he doesn't take me seriously as a historian and all this stuff. And, don't want you making jokes with me and, all that. And so I offered him an opportunity to come on. It is the guide exam season.
Yes.
And I said, no. And I said, but Cam, you're Mr. West Virginia, so you should come on and you should just do the top 5 things licensed guides should know about West Virginia. And I said, because nobody cares about West Virginia. Make them care. And he punched me because I said nobody cares about West Virginia.
He didn't punch you.
And then, so he said, yeah, okay, dramatic. I'll do it. But there was always a reason why he couldn't.
Wendell Clarkson's love child?
Is that Grant's name today?
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway,
so for a loop.
I was leaving the studio the other day, and I see this car coming down the alley, and the dead giveaway for Cam is that his front license plate is it's the University of West Virginia logo, and I'm like, oh, that's Cam, and he comes over and gets out and talks to me for a while, and he's doing very well down at Monocacy. He really enjoys it there. He's learning a lot. He's getting better at his job. He really enjoys his time down there. And so that was good to hear, that it's something.
He's officially in.
I mean, I don't know if that's what they think, but, he's enjoying himself down there. And no, I think they are pleased with him as well. I hope they are. And so he said that he'd come on and do that at some time, but he's got a lot of things, and he doesn't always get back in the area in time, and so there's all that stuff. But his season ends in 2 weeks, I think.
Oh, then
he can come on during November and everything like that.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
We'll have
all
some
right.
Cam in
so
our
we'll
lives.
have some Cam in, and everybody, for all the people that have been wondering where's Cam been, that's where he's been, and so on and so forth. And then of course the big thing is. Get Out of the Car tours on Saturday. Last one of the year. What is it?
Why don't you read it to us, Matt?
Well, it's October 19th. That's Saturday. At 10 a.m. is when it starts. Get there by 9:30 so you can park. Do you see the colors take them? Perhaps no other Corps commander in the Army of the Potomac was as active and responsible for the success, full defense of Cemetery Ridge on July 2nd. And 3rd, then Major General Winfield Scott Hancock. Join us as we examine the leadership and actions of the Major General during the fighting of July 2nd, 1863. We're meeting at Ziegler's Grove. The tour ends at Hancock Wounding Monument. And here's where you have to park according to the National Park Service. Participants are required to park in the Hunt Avenue parking lot or National Cemetery overflow lot and use the paved pedestrian trails to Ziegler's Grove to begin the program. Those with accessibility needs should park on the right-hand side of Hancock Avenue with all 4 wheels on the pavement. Mm-hmm. Shuttle vehicles, if necessary. We don't have those. So if you are of limited mobility, I believe that the vast majority of this is going to be along the road. So we're not going off into rugged fields or anything like that. We're going to take Hancock Avenue down to wherever Lewis wants us to go. So you shouldn't have a hard time doing it. So if that's a concern, if you have a wheelchair or something, I think you'd be pretty much okay.
Are people allowed to bring camp chairs?
I haven't heard that you can't.
Okay.
Plenty of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's walking and then standing and. Mm-hmm. I keep seeing people that bring them, and I keep going, next week or next month, I'm going to remember to bring one because it just gets, on your feet the whole time. But I always forget.
Yes.
So, and I'll be videotaping them this Saturday anyway, so I won't be able to sit down. So, so that's it. We hope to see it's the last one of the year, and we're going to vote. So if you want your voice to be heard,
dun, dun, dun.
If you want to see what democracy looks like.
In action,
democracy in action, then come on out, and it's going to be very simple. Do we continue with Get Out of the Car tours next year, where they are all in Gettysburg National Military Park, or do we do Get Out of the Park tours, with 2 being here at Gettysburg, but the remainder being at sites elsewhere, TBD. I'm not going to bother to D them if you guys haven't voted yet. So that'll be the vote. I will honor whatever the group votes for. I don't particularly care in which direction it goes. I don't really have a dog in the fight. I'm happy to do whatever the vast majority of people want to do, or the slim majority. It's simple majority. Huh?
You do have the dog.
I do?
Yeah.
Major.
No.
Oh.
I mean, like the behind the scenes work is all you and Cindy and.
Well, yeah, and so that's the one thing. If we vote for Get Out of the Park, I can't guarantee they'll be free. I can't guarantee that you're going to have to pay anything, but I just can't guarantee they're going to be free because I don't know what they're going to be, and I don't know what the costs are going to be in order to do them.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, like, for example, if we have to rent a bus because there's not sufficient parking for 80 people. Yeah. Well, I'm not paying for that out of my pocket, so you guys are going to have to pitch in and buy a ticket or something like that. So, keep that in mind, too, when you're voting. There you go. So the Walk Tallers did a little work on your sitcom theme song.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. You want to hear it? Here it goes.
Bethany,
I could house that loaf.
houses and loaves. She usually takes
I usually take smaller bites. Dun, dun. Oh my God, my gut hurts.
But when she cracks up, she jokes and snores. How lucky are we to know a broad like Bethany?
All of you love me. Oh my!
So that's your.
When I hear all of my things that I've said back,
it's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing.
Good,
it's just very much like, wow, how?
Yeah,
I'm annoying.
Oh, that's not. Is that what you take away from all that?
I annoy myself, so I only assume I annoy others.
No. That's not true.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, well, maybe it is. I annoy myself.
I do. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So maybe.
You know, at nighttime when you're laying in bed and you're trying to go to sleep and you start to analyze your entire day.
Yeah.
It takes a long time for me.
Yeah.
Because of all the really stupid things I've said.
You know what, though? But twice this week, in fact, our friend and patron, Tim Day, sent me a text just before, and this is the second such message I've received, and I forgot who the first one was from. Forgive me. But Tim said, hey, thank Bethany for the nice letter she sent me today.
I know.
The calendar was just okay, but her greetings were a warm ray of sunshine on a chilly New England morn. So there you go.
Yeah.
And the other one was Eric Houston, who is still suffering from a wound that you gave him or something.
I did not give him a wound. I showed that to Mark, and Mark was like, I think I need that lawyer as well.
Yeah. What did you? I don't even know what happened.
I was just being overly dramatic.
No, but what did you do? What's his wound? Or his injury that he was complaining of?
Because the day that I was at dinner, when I was being dramatic with what I was saying, I had grabbed a hold of his arm.
Right.
And he said that I left bruises.
Right. Okay. He was making fun.
And then he sent that picture, which was obviously a woman's arm.
Right.
With bruises on it. And then has been complaining about his injury.
Well, I'm glad that it was just a joke. You really didn't hurt him, but I know that you can get excited and you might grab too hard or something.
See, this is one of the things that I need to work on about myself. So sometimes when you are like very self-aware, you start to like realize the things you need to work on about yourself.
Right.
And like one of those things
yes,
is that I touch people too much.
Yeah, you do. You got to be careful these days.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Okay, not only is there, what is it? There's Wendell Clarkson's Love Child, but also Aussie Grant's Abandoned Baby is here.
I know.
So poor Grant is sitting at home talking to himself on 2 different accounts. Is it
something? Really? I don't think it is.
Isn't that sad? Poor Grant.
I think Aussie Grant's Abandoned Baby is Eric.
Oh, you think?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. He says, yeah, I don't care about West Virginia. Yeah, that's Eric.
I'm still searching for Grant, though. He'd be in here. Apparently, we're like, okay.
Well, anyway. All right. So, what have we got for you guys today? Well, quite a bit. First of all, our guests today are from the Mansion House.
Ta-da!
It is hauntingly delicious.
Ooh.
By the way, since it's October.
Are we going to hear about stories?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to ask. I looked it up online. Supposedly, it is haunted. I actually was talking to somebody the other day.
And they said supposedly.
No, I said supposedly. And then I finished my thought and I paused and I said, did I just say supposedly? And he goes, yeah, you did. And I was like, oh my God. That is my biggest pet peeve. I hate when people say supposedly. How the hell did I say supposedly?
It's because you make fun of people all the time. And so it's like comes...
I don't know if that's why. I haven't made fun of supposedly or in a while. And it drove me insane.
No, but you do that sometimes. You have a tendency to do that sometimes.
To what, say supposedly?
No, but you
Damn
say
right. No.
You say words to make fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't here.
Supposedly is one of the words that you do say sometimes to make fun of people.
Right, but it's obvious that I know I'm misspeaking.
But you've said it so frequently that
maybe
now
that's
it's
what it
in
is.
your head that's what
it
it's
was
supposed
just
to be.
embarrassing.
I'm just impressed that you continued the conversation and didn't just walk away and discuss.
Well, because it didn't hit me until after I finished my thought, and then there was a moment of silence, and I played back in my, and I had to go through my muscle memory, and I was like, I think I made a B in there, and I said to him, did I just say supposedly? And he's like, yeah, you did. I didn't want to say anything, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Look what I did.
Oh no.
So, okay. And big announcement. You have to stick around for after the guests, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got some of our good friends. First of all, those of you in the comments section, you know the name Ghost of Sickle's Leg. He's commented profusely over the years, and now's your chance to meet him. He's in the back. We'll bring him in earlier or later. And then also our good buddy Tom Canavan is here. He comes bearing gifts as he always does, and we'll see what those gifts are. But most importantly, we are announcing our Listener of the Year. Now, normally we announce the Listener of the Year on the last Get Out of the Car tour, and we were going to do that. We were going to do it on the show this year either way, because our Listener of the Year, well, I don't want to give it away. So you're going to have to wait until after the break to find out who our Listener of the Year is. But I will tell you, Cindy, if you want to go and show everybody what the Listener of the Year will receive this year, courtesy of Captured Colors Glass, go ahead. You got that going there? Yeah, you do.
Is that just clicking on the Listener of the
Year?
Just
clicking on Listener of the Year.
Right.
All right, and there you go. Once you have that, just give me a sign so that I know people are okay. There we go. So there it is. That's what the Listener of the Year is going to receive. It is going to have Listener of the Year. It's going to be Loty, L-O-T-Y 2024, AG Loty 2024 on. There it is.
It's an advertisement came up. And I'm like, it's a bridge?
Oh, yeah. You have to get YouTube Premium, so you don't have that crap. Okay,
honey.
I'm sorry. A 4-year-old, I forgot. You got to spend your money on the child.
Well, no. I mean, I just recently learned how to use YouTube. Remember?
Gotcha.
I'm always the one. Oh, that is cute.
Right. So that is Jessie Weedleton makes those. And
Jessie Weedleton
yes,
makes
she does.
those?
She does a great job with those. And that will be completed and ready and shipped off to our Listener of the Year. So if you want to know who it is, you have to stick around for it. Let's see. Let's recap. We first started doing it 2 years ago. Estella Beard won, and the prize for the Listener of the Year that year was a beaver hat, like a Davy Crockett, but a beaver, not raccoon. And of course, that was because the big talk of the year was the beaver insanity. And we thought, this will only be 1 year, and the park will get the message and get rid of them. Here we are 2 years later, and it should still be the Beaver, but it's not. Last year, 6 Questions, Lentz got it, and he got a bubble wrap suit and a neck brace. And this year, Listener of the Year is getting what we just showed you there. And who's it going to be? You're going to have to wait until after the guests. And that's just the way it goes. That's what we call teasing. And that's how show business has always done it. And you can't get mad at me for that because I didn't invent it. So there you go. All right. So what we're going to do is
very elaborate.
I know. We're going to take a break and come back, and we're going to talk to our guests from the Mansion House. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't eaten there, you got to eat there as soon as you can. We'll be right back after these wonderful words.
Aren't you glad you used Dial? We are too. We'll be right back.
The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent his life collecting and preserving history through artifacts ranging from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, World War II, presidential items, pop culture, and more. His museum is free and open to visitors Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 5 p.m., where you can stop by and immerse yourself in some of the most amazing artifacts that you would never believe exist in the middle of Gettysburg. If you're a fan of Band of Brothers and Everything Easy Company, you'll love his exhibit featuring the Dick Winters collection and artifacts from D-Day. You can even own your own piece of history by buying one of the many relics they have for sale in the museum and on the website gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. The Gettysburg Museum of History is a non-profit 501c3 organization with a foundation that allows all purchases and donations to keep the museum operating and open free of charge. They have been featured on the History Channel, the Travel Channel, the Smithsonian Channel, and the Science Channel. Now you can check them out on American Artifact, the series on the YouTube channel, The History Underground. So that's the Gettysburg Museum of History at 219 Baltimore Street or the gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com.
We'll do it while we're doing the thing because we're back already. Okay.
Gettysburg's first and premier podcast about living in and visiting Gettysburg has returned from that long commercial break. Thanks for sticking around. Here's Matt.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are back, and our guests are Cindy and George Keeney. They are the owners of the Mansion House 1757, if I'm being exact. And it was purchased by them in May of 2020. And while they're new to the property, they have many years of successful experience in the hospitality industry. As the owners and innkeepers, they strive to create a memorable experience in a welcoming, comfortable, and unpretentious manner. The country drive from Gettysburg to the quaint setting of Fairfield with the backdrop of the Blue Ridge is like driving into a Norman Rockwell painting, and that is true.
That is true.
And I always use the comparison to a Norman Rockwell painting around this area, especially during the Christmas festival and Christmas time in this area.
Fall, especially. I think
it's
fall. Beautiful drive.
Area. Yeah, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been in there, Cindy and I, and I've been in there with a bunch of Bo and Chris, and we love it over there. It's, first of all, the setting is very nice. Not just the surrounding area. I mean, the house itself, the atmosphere of the restaurant. We always like to go in the tavern. We haven't eaten. Oh no, once I ate in the dining room, and that's nice too. But I love the tavern. Mm-hmm. You kind of you feel like you're sort of stepping back in time. Was that always a tavern, or was that like part of a barn or something at one point?
Well, it was a residence initially, the house.
Okay.
And it didn't become a tavern until 1786.
Okay.
Once they had a stagecoach that ran from
so long
from
ago.
York to Hagerstown. Then it became an inn with a tavern.
Okay. And what made you guys decide to buy it? How did you get to that point in your life where you're like, hey, let's buy this thing?
He just
Cindy, it was
points
your
to her.
fault.
It's kind of my fault, yeah.
Okay.
I always had the glamorized version of owning a restaurant and how fun it would be. But I also knew George was an amazing chef.
Okay.
We started dating when he was a culinary student up at the Culinary Institute in New York. And so it was never a dream of his, but I always thought, you work so hard for other people. Why don't you work for me?
Right, okay. And now you're working harder than you ever worked before, right,
Yes.
George?
But our son was the tipping point. So our son Dan is our chef de cuisine. He's doing an amazing job.
Now, what does that mean, chef de cuisine?
It's like an underchef. It's another term for like sous chef. Sous chef literally translate English as under chef. So the chef de cuisine, he's I'm the executive chef, but Dan he does the day-to-day, the prep list, the ordering, things like that. I'm obviously I'm heavily involved, obviously, and but yeah, he's pretty darn talented.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So George knew it could be a grind, and having a restaurant is a lot. But with Danny wanting to do it and saying, "Come on, Pops, let's get our own place," that was okay. And then
it's always been the kid. Yeah.
And then the beautiful inn. We loved the inn. We found out it was for sale. All the history there, and it just kind of all came together.
Yeah.
In the middle of COVID.
Yeah. Right. So that's a scary time to open when the whole world shut down, right? I mean, how did that year go for you guys?
It went well. We didn't purchase the inn until because we were supposed to purchase it earlier than they did. Remember what was it called? Essential employees.
Yes.
So
essential
part of the
workers.
deal was the liquor license was going to transfer, but liquor licenses and the handling of them became unessential employees. So they moved that back. So it wasn't until like late April that they opened it back up again. So we purchased it May 15th, and we had a solid 6 weeks of mostly TLC. A lot of it was cosmetic and whatnot, painting and old wallpaper and cleaning and decluttering. But once we got that out of the way, and it worked out good. And about that time, they were like, there was gradually I can't remember where we were. Remember red, green, and yellow?
Yeah.
I don't know. We were yellow, and I think we're heading to green or something.
But by the time you would have opened, what month did you open?
July 1st.
July?
Yeah.
So by the time July came around, we were
you still
essentially,
you
had restrictions, but
we could open.
You could
had
open.
The 6 feet. You had the mask, you had the sanitizer.
There was the whole...
no bar stools. Right. There was a lot of...
Can't sit at a bar. You have to wear a mask when you're going from your table to the bathroom. But once you're at the table, COVID knows, okay.
Yep.
It's okay, guys. They're just eating. I'm going to float to the next person who's standing without a mask.
That's the great thing about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was the first smart virus. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So you weathered the storm there, and it seems to be becoming more and more of a success. Every time I go in there, it's always packed or close to packed. And I hear people talking about it more, and we always talk about it, and we recommend it to people. We threatened to take her there for dinner one time.
Yeah, but notice how I haven't.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody that I hear talk about it is always saying it's a good date night restaurant.
Which
we don't have a lot of those around here. Because a lot of time, you
date night restaurants.
Yeah, you get a lot.
You have
or
date
dates. We don't go on dates in Adams County. But everybody is always like, "Oh, he's taking me to the mansion house."
Special night.
I mean, it's good for that kind of thing, but it's also like last night, our midweek special, we did street tacos.
Oh,
sold out. We always have midweek specials. If somebody come in, get a cheeseburger. It's farm to table. It's enjoyable. It's funny because the folks I was speaking with last night, they're like, you know what, this. We could go to McDonald's and spend this much money. And I think a lot of people have this misconception. Yeah, you can come in. We have some of the the higher end products and whatnot. But then, if you want to come in and get a oyster sandwich or a dinner salad or a great cheeseburger or a crab cake sandwich, whichever, or the midweek special. And the midweek special is always designed. It's $15, and you walk out, you're more than full.
Yeah.
But it's all something a little bit different. But the date night thing is absolutely true, but I think it's also you just stop by, sit at the bar, have a beverage, and
I mean that's what we do.
Grab yourself a bite.
Yeah. But it's definitely, if you want to impress your date, you take her to the mansion house.
That would be correct.
That's why Cindy's so impressed with me, because we've been there like 4 times already.
Yeah. My husband doesn't take me anywhere.
Well, you need to take him, or you need to tell him to take. I'll tell him to take you next time I ever see him.
Yeah. In 2027, I'll probably be in.
So what is, you haven't been there yet. My favorite thing that I always get is the entree salad, I think, with salmon. The way you guys make your salmon is fantastic. It's just a plain old piece of salmon. There's nothing just salt and pepper probably, right? That's about it, right?
I think the key is most people, not most, I guess there's, some technicians in kitchens, most people don't realize that seafood is cooked completely throughout at 140. And a lot of times they're just taking it too high and they're drying it out. And so instead of having a nice, flavorful, moist product, it's not a terrible product, but going from 140 to 160.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
It might dry things out a tad.
And does it, like, when you take it off the heat, it's still cooking a little bit, right?
You'll get a smidge of what you call carryover cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever you guys do, I mean, it's just, it falls apart with the fork, but not to the point where, like, if I want to move it on my plate, it's just all flakes of salmon.
Right. Yeah.
Like, just the right amount of pressure.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
And
right
the dressing that you have, that Chablis dressing,
yeah,
that's really good too.
That's great. It's
it
great
is.
Dressing. I stole that from one of my cooks. When I worked at the Hilton Palacio del Rio in San Antonio, Lupe Castillo, he was the head cook in our steakhouse.
Okay.
And I remember when I was leaving there, I said, Lupe, I'm stealing your dressing. He says, take it, chef, man. It's just great. I've never put a better dressing in my mouth.
No.
I can't take credit, but I will take credit for stealing stuff that I really like.
Sure, no, that's fine.
So where else have you worked like that?
Oh,
I mean, as a chef,
I worked
like
at the Hilton. I going through time. Back in the day, I mean, I worked at Elby's, is where ABC is now. As a kid, but then I worked at Horseshoe Bay Country Club in Marble Falls, Texas. I've worked at the old Holiday Inn back when L.E. Smith owned it.
Yeah.
It's now 1861. Yeah. From there, that's where I met Cindy. That's where we had our wedding or our reception. After culinary school, I went to CIA in Hyde Park. I worked with the Hilton Corporation in San Antonio, the Palacio del Rio. I worked at the Pittsburgh Hilton. I worked at Tiffany's in Philadelphia.
My goodness.
I came and taught at the culinary school in Baltimore for a number of years. I worked at the Cashtown Inn, the Links at Gettysburg, Carroll Valley Resort, which is now
Liberty Mountain.
Vail.
Ski Liberty, yeah,
and so on and so forth. So in 46 years, I've had my share of stops, and it's a great. Oh, and
but now you have your own place.
Pardon me?
Now you have your own place,
right? Yeah.
Is it that different?
The difference is like your mentality.
Stress.
I've always treated. I've had wonderful, wonderful owners everywhere I worked at. The Hoovers, the Kleins, the Sturgills, or Sturgises, all of them, just wonderful, wonderful people that were very supportive, and they let me do my thing. Whereas, we'd have conversations, but there wasn't a lot of, interference as long as things went the way they wanted them, and things went the way they wanted them. So that was good, but it's just like your mind's free. I don't know why this is, and maybe this is just you're trying to always do things the right way. But if I would go away on vacation for a week or so, I always had this weird feeling when I come back that things weren't going to be right. Where now, if I don't know, because I know what the owner's thinking at all times, except for one of them.
Yeah.
But no, it's just I don't know what it was, but it's you obviously have the you're the bottom line of everything and so forth, but it's freeing.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known the feeling. And I had friends who owned restaurants said, George, you got to do it. You got to do it. And I was like, I'm being treated pretty well, but I got a lot of control over where I'm at, so it was never a driving force behind, beside. I didn't have to have my own place.
When you say that you would go away for a weekend or a couple of days,
no, not a weekend, like a week. If I go on vacation,
right?
But in my mind, when I came back, I almost are
they going to fire me?
Huh?
Like, is that the thought you had?
No, it's just I don't know. I always had and it was irrational.
Yeah.
And maybe it's part of
most fears are
wanting to achieve and do a good job and everything. But it was an irrational thought. There was never. At least the numbers are great. Things are going, things are booming. There's no reason for me to even think that way. But for some reason, I'd have that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't kill me or bother me. I wasn't losing sleep, but it was just something that would go through my mind.
Like an insecurity.
I guess. Yeah. I get back and be like, everything's shipshape.
Yeah.
So.
No, I always had, when I worked for other people, I always had that fear that, if I took, even if it was you get so many vacation days and I took them, I always felt like when I came back, they'd be like, you take too much time off, and then you're fired.
Right. No, it wasn't like that. It was just it was like I say, there's no logical explanation for how I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I don't think that way anymore. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. You can't fire yourself, unfortunately.
Cindy tries to get fired.
Do you try to get fired?
I do.
It's your idea.
Yeah. I don't think you have a chance to back out at this point.
She does it in jest.
No, and you don't want to back out of this, though, because it's really great, and hopefully it'll continue to get greater for you, and, it'll be because we're moving out to that area, so we're going to be in there a lot more often.
It's interesting because, people say, and they mean it as a compliment, like, oh, my gosh, you are the best-kept secret. You are a hidden gem.
Yeah, I don't want to be a hidden gem.
But we don't want to stay the best-kept secret for,
exactly.
so that transition of going from the best-kept secret to You know,
and you could ask my listeners that when I often do I used to do them more often, but these videos where I would just put my camera through my windshield and drive around the battlefield and just talk, and respond to their comments or whatever. And when even if they wouldn't ask for recommendations for restaurants, like I often list, like maybe 5 restaurants, and you're always in that 5 because first of all, I think Fairfield's a great little town, and it's just if you're here for a weekend or 3 or 4 day weekend, it's like a quick little jaunt out there just to go and see the scenery and everything. But then you can stay and eat at the Mansion House. You also have rooms there, like people can. Yeah, so you could stay there.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just worth it. It's just a cool little town to stay in, and you're in a cool section of town. I love the houses in that area. It's really great. Now,
the history's insane.
The history is insane. We're going to get to that. We're going to end with that because I'm going to get into some what I consider bullshit, but it is Halloween, and people love ghost stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I
He
googled.
starts it off. I think this is bullshit.
I googled, is the Mansion House in Fairfield, Pennsylvania, haunted? And the answer came back, it is, that's not what it said.
Oh, it said yes?
Well, it didn't say yes. It said the Fairfield Inn, which is what it was called before, in Fairfield, PA, is reportedly haunted by multiple ghosts, including mischievous soldiers in the kitchen, an old man in the dining area, and a woman that opens the doors on the 3rd floor.
Is that
Guests have reported hearing
Went in the
disembodied
kitchen?
footsteps, many resembling boots going up and down the halls and stairs. Because, when somebody dies, they're wearing shoes, and they take them into the afterlife. And those shoes,
you have to, because you might splinters with wooden floors.
Yeah, that's true. You're wearing down those floors. Have you experienced anything that would add to or confirm these stories?
We have experienced some things, and our guests have experienced some things, but it is not haunted.
Explain the difference.
To us, haunted is spirits that are unhappy. They're telling you to get out.
Like Amityville Horror.
They're mean, negative entities.
Right.
We have very happy spirits.
Okay.
We've been told by a couple different mediums that it is active there, but they are very happy. They love that we love the place and that it's busy and that there's good energy there. So there are definitely some spirits there. There's 2 little boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
One was killed by a wagon out front, and then his older brother died from infection. And I've tried my best. I mean, I've been in that inn by myself in the back with a candle lit, talking to him.
Uh-huh.
And one of the mediums told me about a month ago, they said, well, turn your phone on sometimes, you might pick up sounds.
Right,
because
record
I would
them.
love... I worked at the Cash Tent Inn, and you'd hear sounds there all the
Sure.
time. As a kid, I worked at a seminary farm in Ohio that was exercised 3 times. So I've been around that, and I'm sure if they answered me for about the first 15 seconds, I'd be like, oh my God, I got to change my shorts. But then after that, I get over the initial thing. Then it'd be like, pretty cool. And I've never had any luck.
So you want to believe?
Oh, I believe in the
you
spiritual
believe?
life.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay, but do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Ghosts, I don't know.
Spirits.
Ghosts might, I believe spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Well, what's the difference to you?
To me, like the word haunted.
Yeah.
It's almost like a negative connotation.
Sensationalized.
Yeah, like haunted. You're trying to sell a scare, like you say, Amityville Horror or something like that. You know, it's I like a spiritual world, absolutely.
Well, sure,
but
but this is the thing, and
maybe somebody can say tomato semantics.
Yeah, okay, but I get what you're saying, and I guess this is a little too deep for this show, but let's go there anyway.
Brace yourself, guys.
So, well, no, because I talk to people who get into the ghost stuff and everything like that, and we get into it, and I go, so are you religious? Are you religious?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. I mean, I don't. I don't practice. I'm retired Catholic.
Retired Catholic.
I don't practice a religion,
Me
but
too.
I believe relationship.
You believe
with
in
Jesus
God,
Christ, and
right? Okay. So my question is, and this is maybe my misunderstanding of theology and all this stuff, but doesn't God want us to be with Him? And why would He make these people who die in these horrible ways linger where they died for eternity? Why would He not want them nestled in His bosom?
It's called purgatory.
No, but the church said we're done with that.
You can't just turn off purgatory.
They turned it on. Why can't they turn it off?
I think that there's something there that they are keeping themselves back. There's something that
they're not ready to go.
Right, and that is an interesting question. So I did ask the medium that told us about the two little boys, because I did get a hug from the little boy the one day.
Really?
And I didn't like it.
No.
George wants him to come visit.
It's what we call bad touch.
I went screaming out the back door.
Yeah, I would too.
But a lot of times when people die, then they see the light.
Wait. I'm sorry. You can't just say you were hugged by the little boy and then move on.
So I have a little cutting garden, and on Wednesdays I go cut the flowers and forage, my greeneries, and I come in and I make little vases to put on all the tables, and there's 20 tables, so it takes me a while, and listening to music, relaxing, I'm enjoying it, and all of a sudden I got a nice little hug on my right side.
Really?
Yeah.
And did it like tingle? Like what does a ghost feel like?
It was like a little kid. It wasn't a hug around the top. It's just a nice little hug. And I was there by myself. And I just got a hug. So I screamed and ran out the back door and ran home and told George, and I didn't go there by myself for months. Now I can actually be there by myself. I'll say my little prayers before I go in. But they were enjoying themselves, and they were loving the fact that I was loving it there, is what I've been told.
Okay.
So they were just, gave me a little hug.
So they welcome you to the area, and they or to the home, and they recognize that you love it there. So they're like, okay, we don't mind having this lady around here. We're gonna hug her, and then she's like, Jesus Christ!
Scared the heck out of them.
Yeah.
There will be no hugging for a while.
And then she doesn't come around for months.
The thing is with the mediums, the medium that we know is just so she's there's things that she's told us she's just ridiculously incredible. There's no way she could have known this, right? But in my experience, being around Gettysburg, and especially at Cashton, you get some, and they're so over the top, hyperbolic. They give it a bad name. You know what I mean? So the haunted and some of the stuff, the hyperbole is just like, oh my God.
Well, that's what gets clicks online,
I guess
the haunted. Yeah. I mean.
But what Terry had said to me is a lot of time you do have children who are left behind because the person telling them to go to the light and come over is their grandparent that they never met, because the grandparents died before the kids knew them.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of the spirits here are little ones, because there's no one familiar for them to.
But by now their parents have died.
Side.
Well, yeah, but you don't know. What if their parents were abusive?
Oh, geez.
Now we're really getting
this
deep
some
here,
thought.
George. You've given this some thought.
No,
because when I talk to him, I tell them to go to safety, go to someone you care or loves you. I don't say go to your mom and dad, because I don't know. Mom and dad. Maybe.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. Because they'll be like, no, I want to stay with you guys. Maybe you guys are their adopted parents.
George is so smart. That's
you really
smart.
put some thought into this, George.
Thank you.
No, but
is that recorded?
It is.
And then there's live
video.
Viewers witnessing it right now.
Somebody heard it. So I know, like, working at Rupp House, there are times when you walk in and you're like, hey, it's just me. I just want you to know that if you ever show yourselves, I'm never coming back. So if you like me, don't do anything. That's kind of the agreement Mr. Rupp and I have.
I had one weird thing happen. This has to be let's see. My friend Pete was living down here. So this is either 2005 or 2006. So almost 20 years ago. We had an apartment above, it's on the corner of Baltimore Street and Middle Street. It's across from the Fonstock House, right on the corner there. I don't know what the name of the building is, but, and what's down there?
He only lived there.
I did. Well, but at the time, the spot was the store downstairs. And now I forget. It's at that wine place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That building.
What floor did you live on?
3rd floor, back apartment with the balcony.
Oh, yeah. I've been there a lot. A buddy of mine had that for like 5 years.
When was that?
Oh, boy. 10 years ago, maybe?
Okay. So that was after us.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a fun apartment.
It was fun, and that balcony was great.
Oh, it was excellent.
Oh, my God. We spent so much time hanging out there just watching everything go on in town. All right. So one time we had our friend from New Jersey come to visit, and we had an air mattress that we put on the living room floor, right? And being that we were both, in our 20s, bachelors and stuff like that, it was enough for us to deflate and put away the air mattress when he left. But, of course, we left the pump plugged into the wall laying in the middle of the floor. So one morning, I get up. It's like 7:30 in the morning. I have this tremendous urge to go take a leak. As one does, it's 7:30 in the morning. And so I get up and I go into the bathroom. And as I am making water, as they say, I hear a hairdryer going off. And I go, oh, I guess Pete got up and took a shower and is drying his hair. But the shower was bone dry. There was no wet footprints or anything on the mat. And I was like, I've never known him to blow dry his hair. So what the hell's this all about? So I finish my business. I go out of the bathroom and I still hear the noise. But now, because it's not behind a closed door, I can hear that it's coming from the living room. Now, I go into the living room and it's the thing. And it has a toggle switch, right? So it's not like it'll just come on if there's some kind of weird radio frequency because it's, this like, no, it's like this toggle switch that you have to click to turn on. And it's in the on position. And I'm like, I thought, well, maybe Pete came out to mess with me and put, whatever. I go and I look in his door. His door's open a crack and he's like just out cold on his bed. I'm like, okay, so that's not him. And he's not that good of an actor, believe me. Like, he looks like he's asleep. So I turn it off and I go back to bed. I don't think anything of it. I'm talking to a sensitive person, like a medium or whatever. And she's like, well, do you mind if I come to your apartment? And I go, yeah, sure. Knock yourself out. So we find out, here's the story. The ghost's name was Charlie. And Charlie was a wounded soldier. And when that was a store, the third floor was a storage room. And, of course, they cleared everything out. And it's like, wall-to-wall soldiers. And, they make a little pathway through as they're laying head to toe and everything so the nurses can get through, the doctors can get through and do whatever they have to do. And so on the other side of this pathway was another soldier who was having some kind of problem or whatever. And this rather rotund nurse comes over and squats down to help him. And she's down there for a while helping him. And then she gets up and turns around to look and check on Charlie. And he is dead because Charlie suffocated on her big fat ass. And
full of shit.
Charlie was haunting the third floor of that building.
Did you make up the end part? Okay.
Made up the whole damn thing. Oh. No, I didn't make up the air
Right.
pump is true.
Right.
The backstory I made up.
Yeah.
Because they're all made up. That's my whole thing on ghosts. But it's Halloween, so we're gonna have fun with ghost stories.
You are so full.
I know, I'm a party pooper. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
At Rupp we have weirdness all the time. Like you'll hear somebody walking and then you're the only one there.
Right.
And then one time I have had somebody walk past my door in my office and I went, hey, because I just want to let people know that like I'm here. And I never turn the lights on. Like it's daylight.
Right.
I have all these windows. There's no point in having the lights on. And nobody answered. So I went out and looked. Nobody was there. So I was like, okay, well, they found somewhere to go and went back to work. A couple minutes later, I hear them walk past again, going in the same direction, which was weird because, and then I got up immediately to go see who it was. No one was there. Scared the bejesus out.
I would love to experience something.
Besides,
but I don't believe before seeing. That's my problem.
Right.
I have to see it to believe it. Like we just closed on a house today, and she, Cindy was very excited leading into we're closing on Thursday, and I'm like, I'll believe that when I see it. And now that I see it, I'm excited. But it's not. You don't have it until you have it.
Doubting Thomas.
I'm sorry.
We'll get him to
what?
spend the night in the Carol Suite.
I would welcome the challenge. I'll bring cameras and everything.
You're probably like, wah, wah, wah.
I mean, I'll sit there and I'll light some candles and I'll.
I tried it. They must be me.
Yeah, they don't like you.
I don't know. Maybe they're just like,
or maybe they just really do like you, and they're like
he'll
super
keep coming back
comfortable
and
with
we
you.
don't say nothing.
Well, maybe it's like if she's like the mother figure to these poor boys,
Right.
and you're the father figure, and they have a respectful fear of their father or something.
So you're going down my alley.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Well, not in the sense that he was abusive, but it's just that you respect your father. Back then, you respected your father. Television commercials in the 1860s, well, they didn't exist, but if they did, the father would not be an oaf like he is today.
Right.
Right? So you had respect for the father.
There you go.
Yeah. And so maybe it was just like, oh, I won't talk to him unless I'm spoken to. So maybe you got to talk to them more, Hey, boys, would you like to try this Chablis dressing? I think that would...
That would
set
make
one out
me,
there for him.
that'd make me go.
I won't tell him it's Chablis. I'll say it's ranch.
Oh, there you go.
It's like a really good ranch.
Ranch. All right. So let's talk about the real stuff, the actual stuff we can prove, history. I'm looking at the back here. I want to look here. 1632, George Calvert, the first Lord Baltimore, was granted land from King Charles I of England. In 1718, John Hanson Steelman was the first settler of what is today called Fairfield or Carroll Valley. So this is an old area, an ancient area.
Yeah, that's like in the backside of Liberty, probably about a half mile, 3/4 of a mile. If you went down the back slopes and then went off to the right, that's where his homestead was. Now there's a sign there, but the building's not there anymore.
Okay. Still on 116, or are we on 16
No,
at that
this
point?
is back. What's that? I don't.
Zora Village, like that area?
Well, it's behind. Like I say, it's behind Liberty. I can't think of what the name of the road is back there. Back where
track
they do
road?
the hang gliders.
Yeah. Oh, is that where they do that?
Back around, but it's back that direction.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So it was Maryland. Well, it's Maryland now. Was it Maryland then? Because wasn't there a change in the?
Well, when Charles Mason and Jeremiah Dixon, when they stayed, and they actually stayed at the residence. It wasn't an inn yet, but when they were surveying in the area, they stayed at Mansion House, and it was called Mansion House till 1970. The name changed to Fairfield Inn by the Hammett family, Mrs. Hammett, Doc Hammett. Their daughter owns Hickory Bridge now, but they changed it to the Fairfield Inn. We decided to go back to the original name to honor the history.
So when was it named the Mansion House?
From the beginning.
From the very beginning?
Yeah, from like 1757. Wow. It was the largest house in Fairfield, so the locals all called it Mansion House.
Wow, okay.
Right. And so we went back. But yeah, so Charles Mason, Jeremiah Dixon, once they completed the Mason-Dixon line, I think that's like 1767, 68. Then
67, you were correct.
Fairfield became part of Pennsylvania. It was no longer Maryland. And like originally, Charles Carroll of Carrollton, who signed the Declaration, he received 5,000 acres from Lord Baltimore. Of 247, he sold to Squire John Miller and Isabella Henry Miller, Patrick Henry's uncle and aunt.
Right.
And they're the ones who, Mansion House, and they, settled Fairfield and everything. So, but
my goodness, who knew?
It's a lot of stuff.
Oh, it's crazy.
It is a lot. I mean, and it is, because like you go there today.
And this is all per the National Historical Registry. It's not per George Keeney.
Right. Okay. But you've compiled it on this one piece of paper. What was so interesting about it, though, is you go to Fairfield. It's this quiet, sleepy little town.
Yeah, you would never
Very
think
nice.
it had all that history.
No, you would think it's maybe 170 years old at the most, but it's not, because that barn that you have behind the Mansion House.
Now, the barn wasn't built till 1799.
Yeah.
Where the original part of the house was 1757.
Right. So 17, are you talking the wooden barn, like
the barn
with those really cool shingles?
No, I'm not sure when that was built. That might have been.
Oh, you're talking the barn across the alleyway?
Yeah, like where the alley is. There's a barn right behind it.
And is that part of your property now?
That was owned by Mr. Landis, who passed away, and now his family, I guess, owns that.
It was originally.
It was all part of Mansion House originally. All 247 acres. So.
Right. Okay. So they had 247 acres originally, and then they parceled it out eventually.
Yeah.
So the town was the town kind of built around the Mansion House, or were there other lots that had been?
Well, there was lots.
Or did their acreage go back? Like, back?
I think both.
So back and around?
Yeah.
And across?
I don't know.
All over?
I don't know.
It'd be interesting to see, like, the
Well, that's actually when the National
limits.
Registry, when I read it, because there's a lot of, like, I just did the high points, names that people recognize, Thaddeus Stevens and so on and so forth, but there's a lot of very dry information in there, and some of it had to do with when they did the houses and what they were doing. And they said one of the things they look for with the National Registry is if you would go into town today, like if you were a soldier that time traveled, like say you're back in whether it's a colonial period or the Civil War period, and you walked into Fairfield, you would recognize it. They believe that you would still recognize it because the barn when you first go in on the right-hand side, the Musselman barn, that was actually a Confederate field hospital. As they were retreating, the Confederates were retreating through Fairfield.
Right.
And the barn still stands today.
Yeah, that white one when you first go in? Yeah. Huh. That's cool. It was called Millerstown, though, until 1801.
Very short period of time, because that Millerstown was already taken.
Right.
I think it was about, I don't even know, 6 months. And I think back then the way things traveled, by the time the mail got there, it's like, whoa, no, you can't name it Millerstown.
Right.
Now
already done.
There is Millerstown Road. It's right next to the Mansion House, just the block, half a block away.
And that's why it's called Millerstown Road?
Well, the Millers were the ones who settled it, Squire Miller and Isabella Henry Miller. So they named that Millerstown Road, but the rest of it, they had to go with Fairfield because Millerstown was taken somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Okay, got it. Does that Millerstown still exist? Do you know the one that they?
I don't know. And I wonder.
Got
I've
to
never
keep its
done
name?
Google on it or anything, but I wonder too. Was it Millerstown or Millersville? Who knows?
I don't know. That's why they had to come up with zip codes, right? Because I think that was the reason why they had to do that.
You're talking about my pay grade.
All right. Somebody can Google that in the audience and let me know if that's true or not. All right. And then during the battle, though, not even during the battle, 62, Jeb Stuart comes through and he uses it as his headquarters.
Right. He did raids in the area.
Yeah.
So, he's probably not going to spend any time at Purgatory. He's probably just going to go straight because, there's a church just down the street. Now it's a residence now. But they were at church, and he stole their horses. That's pretty bad. I would wait till at least they got home.
Yeah, right.
But
they were all in one spot then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But interesting enough, I worked at a place called Cocky's Tavern in Westminster. It's on 216 East Main Street. It's now owned by the Historical Society. It's no longer a restaurant.
Okay.
But they say Jeb Stuart's ghost haunted it. And apparently Jeb really liked taverns.
Yeah, but see, this is the problem I have with this ghost stuff. Is there a travel agency in the afterlife? Because Jeb Stuart didn't die in that tavern. Why the hell would his ghost be there? Do you get to travel around?
Maybe he really liked it.
But he didn't die there. His energy is not there.
That's what they say.
I know that's what they say.
Right. I don't
I
buy
think
into
it's
it.
baloney.
You might be correct.
It's baloney.
Lebanon baloney.
Yeah, which is the worst. Unless I don't like the sweet bologna. I like the regular old salty smoked bologna. Bologna. Lebanon bologna. We don't have that in Jersey.
What, bologna?
No, Lebanon bologna, where there's really a lot of sugar in it and it's really sweet.
You don't have Lebanon bologna in New Jersey.
No.
I call shenanigans.
Well, if we do, I've never had it in New Jersey. I never had it until I came here.
Maybe now you might have it, but it's pretty much a Pennsylvania Dutch thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
Really?
Really?
Oh, who knew?
We have Lebanese people in New Jersey, but not bologna.
I thought it was a universal thing.
No. I mean, we have something.
Kind of like us potato chips. Now you can get them anywhere. Now.
Yeah, us is
time.
Yeah.
Have
you ever had Taylor ham? Pork roll.
Pork roll.
We have that in New Jersey, but that people around here, when you would say that, they were like, I don't know what that is, and then all of a sudden now it's in Giant. I see it in all the supermarkets, so it's making its way here. It's just not in the restaurants yet, which I don't understand.
Chip chop ham.
No, what's that? Shit on a shingle?
Just ham chip chopped up, but that's how you cut it.
Oh,
Mustard PA.
it's like diced ham?
Chip chop.
Okay.
Don't they just do it really fine?
And just, it's all pulled apart.
Yeah, you just really super fine slice.
Like shade. I like that.
You probably had it, just didn't know.
Yeah, we have adult words for our foods. Chip chopped ham. Jesus. All right, now 63 though, during the Battle of Gettysburg, Jeb Stuart is back there.
Mm-hmm. Used as headquarters.
He must have really liked it.
It's at a tavern.
It was the Chablis dressing. Robert E. Lee and his officers ate there as well while they were retreating.
Yeah, it was a retreat.
Yeah.
They're probably, because people did they stay here? There's no documentation.
Okay.
So they probably came in, got a meal, checked out.
So we don't know for sure.
No, they definitely ate there.
Okay.
But I don't think it was like a leisurely dinner.
Yeah,
I think it was there's somebody on our heels right now. We got to get.
Just wolf this down real quick.
They got walking tacos.
And it was raining. Apparently, it was raining pretty bad.
Yeah.
When they were retreating.
It was.
So, yeah.
And then Dr. Abraham Scott had an office at the Mansion House, and he treated mildly wounded officers during the Confederates retreat.
So it wasn't a field hospital.
But it was used for some kind of medical purpose.
Maybe a little suture here and there, but I don't think it was as far as the Battle of Gettysburg, I don't think it was used as, or based on the information I've read, it wasn't used as a Civil War hospital.
Okay. Moving into the 20th century, Mamie Eisenhower used to go there.
Mm-hmm.
What did she do?
After Dwight passed in '69.
Okay.
She would come in with her girlfriends for lunch, and have lunch, then play cards.
And then Edith Bunker. Gene
really?
Stapleton used to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know that they established the Totem Pole Playhouse, right? You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I learned something new every day.
You wait. We'll go there one day and you'll see the pictures of them in the back and everything. Yeah.
He always threatens me
You'll
with
go
taking
there
me places.
after you have brunch at Mansion House. Then he'll take you to the Totem Pole.
There we go.
Well, you know, you spend all that time with that kid of yours. You never come out with us.
Cindy, write all this down. He's making promises.
Along with George being smart.
It's all so many things on record for the first time. No, but so Gene Stapleton, any stories about her?
No, I just know they would come every summer and they would stay at Mansion House when they were, and she would recruit, off Broadway and Broadway actors and actresses to come down and help her get this thing rolling.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't it interesting? Like someone in a very successful sitcom, like All in the Family, and she chose this. I mean, especially back then, like there's no Route 15 like we have today.
That's the thing. People have asked, does she have ties or something? Or I don't know. I don't know if she's had relatives here, or did she spend summers here with her grandparents?
I asked this question before, and I can't remember the answer, which is not uncommon with me. But yeah, there is an answer to that question. I don't remember what it is. Someone knows it.
Famous people are allowed to be nerds too.
I know, but you would think that you wouldn't think to come to this quiet little basket of.
Oh my God, I would come here.
No, you would, because you're from Clarion and you're already from the area. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not a stretch for you.
Because I'm from Clarion.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, But like, I don't know. I just find it funny. Like, if you're somebody who's like really famous and you're on a successful sitcom, why would you come and open a playhouse up on a mountain in the middle of nowhere, essentially? Because it wasn't easy to get here then, back in those days.
It would be fun to do.
Well, maybe 81 was around.
Give some culture to the locals, maybe.
Yeah. Well, then that's good. I mean, it's a great thing that they did. But I just think it's cool. I don't know. And of course, probably the biggest claim to fame is that we now dine there.
Absolutely.
So you guys are on the list of famous people who dine there.
Yeah.
Update the historical
I can't wait to see that on this
record.
piece of paper.
Yeah, we got to narrow it down. What is it down to? 7,000 right now?
7,000 famous people?
6,000. Yeah, I think you're
really?
6,900. I think it's 93.
How many? Is it really that many famous people?
No, we've had our share of nice. We keep it on the down low. We don't promote, like, we've had.
You want them to come
heavy
back.
hitters there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, besides us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like people that you'd watch their movies, and people who won Academy Awards and so on and so forth.
Like accomplished people.
Very. And it's pretty neat, but like we like the fact that they can come there and they feel comfortable, and we don't have a skillion Facebook pictures of
that's nice.
Whomever they would be.
I'm sure they get sick of that.
There and you come in, come out, and somebody sees you, great, and if not.
Yeah. Now the thing I love about the Mansion House most is that it's farm to table.
Mm-hmm.
You read about, plastics are in everything, and don't eat food wrapped in plastic. Don't drink water from plastic. Well, everything's plastic, and it's supposedly bad. Even when it says no parabens or whatever, it's still bad for you, supposedly. And so I've become more interested in farmers markets and going, directly to the source as much as possible. And I like that you guys do that. But also you can tell because like the vegetables actually taste like what they're supposed to taste like. Yeah. The meats are really good. And the Chablis. Where do you get the Chablis from?
No, it's nice because initially when we started doing it, it was challenging to get people. Now we're up. We have 30 plus partners. I mean,
good.
You could take just one item on our menu. We have our charcuterie platter.
Oh.
Okay, you have 4 different cheeses on it. 3 of them are local. One we can't get a local blue cheese, and one's coming from Chambersburg. They're Mennonites, and others coming from East Berlin, etc. The microgreens on there, they come from Hampstead. When we do the mozzarella, we get our curds from Caputo Brothers in Spring Grove.
Okay.
We do our own pickles. We make our own preserves. We make our own candied pecans. We make our own mustard. And then the sausages that we have on there, they're from 3 hogs that my son's father-in-law had. We had them butchered, and they get processed by Farmstead, and they're pretty dang local. We knew the hogs. We didn't name them, though.
Good. You can't name them.
But it's just like you have all that, and that's just one item. And everything that all the influences we have there. But, I hear what's his name, Robert Kennedy Jr. He talks a lot about the children's health and people's health. Where it was 40 years ago, where we are today. So I think people, when they hear farm to table, I think they want to support. Because when you support us, you're supporting 30 small businesses,
right?
And that's got to make you feel good to some degree.
Sure.
But more importantly, the food you're eating, and what's not in your food, what shouldn't be in your food, and the fact that we get our steaks from 1.7 miles away.
Yeah.
And we know the guy who's
not
raising them in
China or Thailand
or something. And pet them, we can. But it's nice, and I don't think people think that along with the healthy element of the farm to table, but along with which is very important too, to support local businesses. And
I think people are becoming more aware of all that, and
I definitely am.
Yeah, and it's becoming more important for people to try to eat well and everything.
It's just,
but also just
so much.
that's the thing. Forget the health stuff if you don't care about that, because that's a lot to keep track of, right?
Yeah.
It makes you'll think yourself into starvation. So just for the taste of it, the flavor of it is so much better. And I
say it was like a little tongue in cheek, they kind of poking fun at us. But I said, our job essentially is the chefs and cooks there at Mansion Houses. We got these great products, just don't screw them up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can get too little carried away.
Sure.
Next thing you know, it's like, what is this? Or,
right.
There's. You want to have something accompanying it, but want to have something that enhances it. But I think there's times where cooks and chefs can get a little heavy-handed with their products, and it's like, okay, thank you.
Yeah. No, it's and that's a big thing too. Is that by going and supporting you guys, you're helping keep 30 other businesses in the region in business. And I don't think people realize that. Like, I don't think they get that when you deal with like a farm to table type of a restaurant. You're not just keeping Cisco in business. Is there anything that you have to get from a distributor?
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah. But for the most part, the main ingredients are
the bulk of what we have.
Yeah.
But there's some things you have to get.
Lemons and limes.
What's that?
Lemons and limes.
Oh yeah, I would never have thought of that.
Yeah. The avocados, lemons, and limes. Anybody out there listening, could you please start a citrus farm in Adams County, please?
Would that work in Adams County?
I don't know.
If you had a greenhouse, maybe.
Probably, yeah. It's probably just the growing season's too short.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Now, on November 1st, you have the chef's dinner. What's that?
So it's awesome. We used to call it the wine dinner. And we started it. We've had two so far because, COVID, we didn't do it. But we did one in the fall, one in the spring. So we had guest chefs come in, which is a lot of fun. George has mentored a lot of kids
These are like guys
through
that
the years.
Worked with me. Like they, started out and they're 18, 20 years old. And now they're like accomplished chefs. And
Nice. Yeah.
So it was Mom's idea to highlight the chef de cuisine at Mansion House this time. So Dan has developed the menu. And it's a 5-course menu, and it has some wine pairings, some alcohol.
I have it right here.
Wine.
Would you like to hear what is on this menu?
Sure.
Just read the first course. And
okay.
What goes with it?
The first course. Oh, this sounds good.
That's how you know it's good. There's courses.
Yeah. Mahi, crab, it's mahi, crab, shrimp ceviche. Is that ceviche?
Correct. Yeah.
Pico de gallo, crispy corn tortilla, of avocado tomatillo habanero, coulis, and lime pickled radish.
Oh my God.
Casamigos tequila, Jalisco Besco. So there's tequila. That's the drink.
Served with it. That's
all right.
Because we used to call it the wine dinner, but since we're including some spirits.
I get it.
Said chef dinner.
Second course, kale Caesar salad, Caesar dressing, roasted julienne peppers, sweet potato croutons paired with a Whitehaven Sauvignon Blanc out of New Zealand. That's down where Grant is, sort of.
With the accent.
You should hear all the voices he does.
Third course, Jim Beam Chipotle. This is an American one right here. Jim Beam Chipotle grilled oysters, Pennsylvania Dutch potato salad, Willamette Vineyard Pinot Noir out of Oregon.
And believe it or not, it's actually pronounced Willamette. I used to say Willamette for years.
It's Willamette.
And then when I went to visit friends in Oregon.
Oh, yeah, there's no I.
It's Willamette.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
they were
not
messing
William.
with me because I'm from Adams County. But that's actually how it's pronounced.
I played Oregon Trail. I'm pretty sure.
Fourth course is grilled local filet mignon. Now we're talking my talk. Sautéed shit-take mushrooms, shallots, Maytag blue cheese butter, fingerling potatoes, or pheasant linguine ragu, savory. See, this isn't fair because I would eat both of these.
Yeah, what if you want both?
Yeah.
You just share.
Cindy gets one and I get the other.
Yes. Well, what if you go by yourself because your husband is an uncultured swine?
Have a good
Take
time.
a friend.
Well, come with us. Come with us.
Bring your daughter.
Yeah.
It's a 4-year-old daughter?
Boy.
Oh, sorry.
Son. Yeah.
Is he a picky eater?
If I don't tell him what it is, he'll eat it.
Yeah. Pheasant linguine ragu, savory basil, mascarpone mousse.
Or mascarpone mousse.
There's no R in it's not M-A-R.
Mascarpone.
Okay. Toasted brioche garlic bread, entree served with braised collard greens, onions, smoked pork shank. The wine is Chateauneuf de Pete out of Bordeaux.
Very good.
What? How does it go for real?
No, that's you.
Chateauneuf de Poop.
What?
You did
Chateauneuf
it.
de Pop. You did the poop.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Man.
Fifth course is deconstructed s'more, pecan. You'll like this. Pecan graham shortbread cookie, toasted marshmallow ice cream, chili chocolate sauce, strawberry coulis. I forget what you said. Coulis. And dulce leche, Kahlua coffee liqueur out of Mexico. That's November 1st. It's 6:30 p.m. Reservations are required. 717-642-5410. And it's $150 per person, tax and gratuity included.
We still have a couple. We still have a couple seats.
Like, but literally two or
A couple tables.
Couple tables?
Yeah, it's getting close to being sold out.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go with me and Cindy?
I mean, I'll go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
So what you can do is you can sample. They can get the one entree, you get the other. And
yeah, we can just all.
I love food.
And actually, Dan, he just I think he finalized the cookie for dessert. And Cindy I haven't tried it yet.
He made the graham cracker.
Yeah.
Tested, tasted graham cracker.
Good.
Yummy.
I mean, it sounds good. I mean, everything I've had there is good. I love the bread service. I love the charcuterie board. Everything we've had. I haven't been disappointed once. The only disappointment is when the meal ends. You know, when there's no food left on your plate.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and holiday parties. You also do those?
Yeah.
And then
have to book a room. So we're only doing it for 6 couples because we have 6 rooms. Friday night, you have a wine tasting and a little wine education and a charcuterie board as a welcome.
Like sit down with me. So
yeah,
a treat. Treat.
a little wine.
I'm excited.
But this crowd would like that though because they're into the history and you could talk the history with them and
then
everything.
We're going to be back in the chef's table room, so that's the oldest part of the inn. You know, which is pretty cool. So you have that, and then
Saturday he'll teach a cooking class, and his cooking classes there's a little lecture, and then you go in the kitchen and you actually prepare it.
Oh, that!
Oh,
How much is that?
And then you sit down and you eat the whole, buffet of what everybody has cooked.
Yeah.
And the theme is going to be like a romantic dinner for 2. So these couples can then learn to do from soup to nuts, a nice meal at home. And then Saturday night they'll be having the chef's table room experience, which is when you sit in the original structure from 1757 and do a tasting menu.
Yeah.
So then there's going to be a very nice tasting menu dinner at the end. And then Sunday they'll have brunch and go home.
This is very disappointing. I need Mark to step up.
for Christmas. He can get it for Christmas.
It has nothing to do with that. He doesn't eat. He eats according to color. So there's none of the colors he would eat on there.
Your second one.
My second husband?
Your second husband will get it right. Oh, poor Mark.
Mark's so cute, though.
Well,
so it's not fair to have us hear about all this amazing food to know that I'm going to go home and have leftovers for dinner.
Oh, we brought samples for you to try.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
George.
Oh, George. George.
George. George.
That's bad.
That was so
I
good.
like George.
I like George, too.
Hold on. Let me write that one down.
I love that, George.
George.
Thank you for screwing with her and me.
I should have just kept it like that. The audience is thinking, wow, that's really nice.
And then I would have rushed to commercial and we go back there and there's nothing to eat.
I figured you were talking. You couldn't be eating it. So that's
honey,
my
we
excuse.
eat on the air all the time.
Next time. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. The audience is going to call 717-642-5410 to make your reservation on November 1st at 6:30 p.m. for the chef's dinner. You're going to reserve your table. There's not many spots left, a couple tables left. Yeah. Are you going to come with us? Cindy, can we go? Do we have anything going on the 1st?
Friday night.
I think we're good.
All right. Then we're going to do that. And
that's the only thing we're open for that evening. The restaurant's closed to the public. We're just open for that.
So it's like a private thing.
Event, yeah.
Good. I like this. I like how there's
Grant
a different.
On here. Grant, come and he and I can do the.
Grant isn't going to be able to get here from Australia on the 1st. Sorry, we'll have to do something at the Mansion House in the spring. Grant could be your date.
Grant, be my date.
You guys can go. You can do the 3. You can go.
Yeah. Why don't you drag Mark out?
He won't eat any of it.
What is he, a child?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
He eats
we also
according
have the alternative
to color.
menu of chicken fingers or fries.
See,
can he order off the children's menu?
Macaroni and cheese.
George, I'm being serious. Like, that would be an amazing event. Because there's always couples where one will eat the stuff and the other one doesn't. Mm-hmm. And so you make the fancy food for, like, me, and then you make the chicken fingers and fries for
No,
her.
you know what? You send him down the road to a restaurant that has regular food, and he can go do that while you're enjoying fine cuisine. That's what you can do.
But I actually like.
No, you can FaceTime with each other.
We can FaceTime with each other.
How's your chicken finger dipped in ketchup, Mark? And he'll be like, good.
I got ranch.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, he'll never have ranch.
It's too much. It's exotic.
Yeah, it's exotic.
I wish I didn't like food. Like, I wish I didn't have a desire for flavor, you know? Because then I might be thinner. Like, I would just eat to stay alive.
That's not Mark's.
Awesome.
That's not Mark.
It does sound awesome, doesn't it?
That's not Mark's experience.
Yeah, I know,
I mean,
but
he's
you
not
know,
a small man.
Well, that's true. I mean, maybe it's not just about flavor for me. Maybe it's a psychological comfort thing.
God, I love food so much.
Eating half a pizza and then saying, I can do better, and you eat the other half.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to be a quitter.
No, exactly. Can't let that go to waste. An ant might crawl on it overnight. Got to eat it. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. November 1st, 6:30 p.m., the Mansion House in Fairfield. Call to reserve a table, 717-642-5410. George, Cindy, thank you very much for coming on. We will see you out at the Mansion House for sure. You're absolutely.
This is great.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with our Listener of the Year and more.
A Hot Pocket or a bag of popcorn? Now's the time to go and get it. We'll be right back.
Want the freshest cup of coffee in Gettysburg? Then visit Bantam Roasters, formerly 82 Cafe at 82 Steinway Avenue. They roast all of their coffee in-house, and they have a full coffee bar to keep you caffeinated during your trip. Visit them at www.raggededgerc.com for their menu and shipping options for all of their freshly roasted coffee. Use promo code Hancock for 10% off your order in the cafe.
Enjoy historical stories on the History Fix platform. Explore movies, short films, and documentaries. Addressing Gettysburg podcast fans receive an extra $5 off the first year's annual subscription. Sign up at historyfix.com and use promo code Gettysburg. Every subscription includes a 7-day risk-free trial. Escape into history with History Fix.
This episode of Addressing Gettysburg is brought to you in part by me, audiobook narrator Mike Scott. Narrator of Savis Beattie's Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley Campaign of 1864, and Unlike Anything That Ever Floated, the Monitor and Virginia and the Battle of Hampton Roads. If you are an author or publisher interested in having your titles produced as audiobooks, or even just in learning more about the process, give me a shout. You can find my contact info on my website, MikeScottVoice.com. That's MikeScottVoice.com.
The 1863 civilians of Gettysburg were reluctant witnesses to the Great Battle. Join Ken Rich, the man in the red shirt, for his historic town walking tours. You could book these tours by emailing ken@gettysburgtownhistory.com. That's ken@gettysburgtownhistory.com. And when you're in town, look for the guy in the red shirt. And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit civilwartrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own.
You're listening to the Addressing Gettysburg podcast. with Matt Callery.
You're live.
I can't. You got to speak in the mic. I can't hear you.
The cut button mean anything?
The what?
The cut button.
It means make a cut as opposed to fade between the cameras. Why? What?
I don't know how to turn it off.
You don't have to turn it off. It's how you transition between the cameras. Oh, Colby, I hate you. Yes, I do. No, I'm just teasing. Colby's not here. Tay-Tay is celebrating the trauma of birth. Her birthday. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the ad that I'm supposed to read here because it's a very exciting news for you guys. Is there anything back there, Cindy? Good God. For the Carnegie Library. All right, you know what? I'm going to just look it up. Here we go. All right. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. Such a loser. Mo Money, Mo Problems. Actually, no Money, Mo Problems. That's what I've experienced since the great Eric the producer left. On October 19th, the former beauty and brawn behind Addressing Gettysburg, Eric the producer Money, will be at the Andrew Carnegie Free Library and Music Hall in Carnegie, Pennsylvania for their monthly Civil War lecture. Eric will be discussing the Pennsylvania Reserves. We all know he loves them, and we all know that we love to hear him talk about them. PA Reserves in the Gettysburg Campaign. The lecture begins at 1 p.m. in the Lincoln Gallery and is free and open to the public. Last month, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the Andrew Carnegie Library and Music Hall announced the return of the annual Civil War Symposium on April 11th through 12th, 2025. Make sure that you get your tickets for that there. It's sponsored by the Civil War Trails, the world's largest open-air museum with more than 1,500 sites across 6 states. Tickets are $85 and are available at ACFL. Go to Carnegie.org. That's Carnegie for those of you who are in the rest of the country. And get your tickets for Eric this weekend. That's 1 o'clock on October 19th. This weekend, see our buddy Eric the producer in all his glory. No, literally, he will be naked. So go out there and catch him there and stuff. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I quit. No, I don't. I don't quit. I'm just disheveled because I have to pee really bad, and there isn't enough time during the breaks.
And I'll just talk for a while.
I have a commercial to do. I have a commercial. Oh, here's the ad I was looking for. God damn it. Oh, Little Ground Top Row. Can I tell you about Little Ground Top, ladies and gentlemen? I'd love to. Oh, yes. No, I'm going to right now. Oh, God almighty. Little Ground Top. It's a delicious blend from Bantam Roasters, and Bantam Roasters is nestled in the heart of the historic town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's a well-crafted coffee that showcases a beautiful blend of flavors. The combination of cacao, wildflowers, and toasted sugar creates a new one. Listen, I don't have to tell you all this. You've heard it before. You've tasted it. People love it. They love it. We can't keep them on the shelves. People love it. First of all, they buy it because they go, oh, that's a cute name. And they buy it. And then they try it. And they go, holy shit. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, Beth. You're not. Mic isn't on.
I know. That's why I wasn't talking.
Okay, well then let me turn it off.
Rude.
No, and they buy it and they like it and they love it.
They love it.
They do, because you know what happens? They get home after they try it. They're finished with the bag. They go, I got to get this online. So where do they go? They go to addressinggettysburg.com/cafe. And they order it online. And then when they come back into town, a couple months, a year, 2, 3, 5 months, whatever it is, later, they get another couple bags at Bantam Roasters. addressinggettysburg.com/cafe is how you get it online. Or you go to 82 Steinway Avenue. That's the Bantam Roasters headquarters, right across the street from the Dobbin House.
Yes.
Or if you prefer, in Spanish, una casa de Dobbin. Either way, that's how you get it. I suggest you go and get it. If you haven't tried it anyway, why do you bother listening and hear me repeat this over and over again? Obviously, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. Order it. You're going to like it. I'm doing you a favor by telling you about this, guys. Guys, seriously. Bantam Roasters, 82 Steinway Avenue, or addressinggettysburg.com/cafe. Somebody shoot me.
Hey, the studio line costs us money, so use it. Call 717-420-1978 to join the discussion, ask a question, or whatever. Just stop us from wasting money on the damn phone line. Oh, we're back.
Is there anybody in the Gettysburg area who would like to be a producer for AG Today? And by a producer, I mean you got to help me stay on track here, make sure everything's ready. When people are in shooting the shit about absolutely nothing to do with the show, you kick them out. You kick them out, or you put them in the different end of the room, or something out of the room, something like that, so that we're not distracted.
It's okay. They're already talking about it on the chat, and they're blaming me for cleaning. They did Bethany clean again. Listen.
No, this is not for once Bethany's fault, ladies and gentlemen. This is not her fault.
Mm-hmm.
What they're referring to is I was doing a driving video the other day, and I was talking about how, someone with my terrible ADD, plus I'm artsy-fartsy, what you guys see is a mess. Every time, the girls have come through and cleaned, I lose shit and I end up having to buy new stuff, because when I say to you, for example, Beth, have you seen, where did you put the HDMI to mini USB cable or something like that? Would you know what I'm saying?
I would
No,
say...
you wouldn't. And so you would say, well, I don't know. There's a whole box of cables in the closet and there's a whole box of cables in the other closet. And it's like, okay, that's not helping me, because I knew where it was. It looks like a mess to everybody else, but to me, I know
super organized as you threw paper around.
I know that the Mo Problems ad was over here somewhere,
and I hadn't touched that.
No, you hadn't.
Yeah.
So I'm defending you. I'm saying this isn't her fault. This is the fault of we were late starting the show. Colby told me this afternoon, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you yesterday, I can't make it today. We were closing the house. There were 2 hours really for me to get everything ready, and I didn't get it ready. That's,
You know what you need to do?
Hey, you got a kid that's in college, he's in the area, he likes this stuff, he can come and be the producer. Once a week. That's all he needs. Once a week.
You know what you need to do?
No, what do I need to do?
Over the winter months.
Yes.
You need to teach me what you do so that I can help you.
No,
yes.
I've been asking for that.
Yeah, because here's the thing. This is the problem, guys. And I thank you and I appreciate that. But the reality of it is, if I'm going to take the time to teach you what took me over a decade to learn, I might as well continue to learn to do it myself. I need somebody who can come in and go, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I can do it better than you. That's the thing.
That's what you want.
Yeah, hold on a second. We want to get the phone lines up.
Enter your 6-digit PIN number.
All right. We'll do that so that you can't hear the thing there. Where is the 6-digit PIN number? There it is. Sorry, guys. I am just really disheveled.
Welcome, host.
All right.
You are now in the host.
Great. All right. So if you want to call in, the number is 717-420-1978. A couple things. We're going to get to our Listener of the Year in a second, but why don't we bring in our guests from the back there? Let's do one at a time because I don't have both mics set up in here because we need Cindy to do the news afterwards from the back. So why don't we get our buddy, who's that there? That's the Ghost of Sickles Leg is coming in, ladies and gentlemen. You know his wisecracks online. Is he as funny in person? No pressure, Ghost. No pressure. Have a seat. Welcome to Addressing Gettysburg. This is your first time on the show, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. Now pull the microphone right to your mouth. Don't be shy.
Correct.
Don't be shy. Okay, good. And let me get the camera on you there. There you are. Very good. All right. How you doing there, Ghost?
I'm doing wonderful.
So you're in town today, and
Hey,
you've got the
Friday.
headphones on that are not plugged in. You want to take those over there. I know you're nervous. I know
I'm
you're
not
nervous.
nervous.
I'm just, no, you're very scared.
Terrified.
This is a big
Petrified.
deal for you.
Oh, there we go.
There you are.
The soothing.
Pull the
dulcet-
microphone to your mouth. There it
There's
is.
slob on it.
Yes, that's all right. It helps lubricate the sound.
It's an X that he drew on there because he didn't think I knew where the front of the microphone was.
Well, obviously, it's not working for anybody because I think they think it means push it far away.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Where are you from, Ghost?
Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Michigan. So you drove all the way down here from Michigan.
Correct.
And you're in town. Are you going to do the get out of the car tour this weekend?
Of course.
Damn right you are. Are you going to vote in our election?
Of course.
And are you willing to share with people how you want to vote on that?
No,
Okay. You don't want to campaign for your side?
I have no sides.
Oh, so you're not going to vote, or you're just going to make your mind up at the last minute?
Last minute.
Last minute, like a typical American voter. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Good. Good. All right. Well, so what was the other thing I wanted to ask you there? Ghost of Sickles Leg. Where do you get that name? Because that's your name online.
I'm a big fan of Sickles himself.
Why?
Because he's a degenerate like me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an
There you
honest
go.
answer. That's a fair answer. So he's a degenerate like you. He has the affair with the Queen of Spain and all that stuff, and you admire that. You would like to boink the Queen of Spain one day.
Just an old day one.
What?
The olden day one, not the modern one.
Do they have one now?
I'm not too sure about the monarchy of Spain.
Yeah, I'm not either.
There is.
There is a monarchy still? That's so
I'm
stupid.
pretty sure, right?
Why did they do that?
Wait, maybe I should check.
Look that up, because that's an interesting question. All right, so the you like him because he's a degenerate. What about his generalship? Do you have anything to say in a positive way about that, or is it just about his degeneracy?
No, I mean,
Degeneracy.
I think what he did here at Gettysburg was done from his Chancellorsville ordeal, and he thought he was doing right, and don't agree with going back to Lincoln right after and, bringing out the knife into the meat pack himself.
But he is a degenerate, like you said, and that's what a degenerate would do.
Correct.
So he's in line with.
But what he did at the peach orchard, I can look at it and I can understand it.
So could I.
And
I could too. And I always say, like, I understand why he did it. But what I don't like about him is he disobeyed orders.
Shit, I just did a cable.
You just ripped out the whole damn thing. No, it's all right. Is he disobeyed orders?
Correct.
And got almost half of his. Sorry, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just making sure he didn't destroy
Well, I
everything.
mean, in the military, you have a thing to where you can question orders, but you better be correct on questioning those orders and refusing them.
Right. And he didn't just go once and ask him and was refused, and then multiple times he was told no, and he went and did it anyway.
Correct. I mean, again, if you feel that strongly about a situation and you think you are in the low ground and you see the high ground and you remember your prior battle experience of giving up the high ground.
Totally get it. I totally get it.
Thus getting your commanding officer bonked in the head with a piece of wood and concussed and losing his nerve.
Which you're talking about Chancellorsville?
Correct.
Yeah.
But I think Hooker blew it anyways,
Yeah,
regardless of the bonk on the head.
I think the bonk of the head is an excuse.
I like the word concussed.
Yeah, well, who doesn't? And who doesn't like a good concussion?
I don't know. I've never had one. Anyway, the King of Spain is Felipe Juan Pablo Alfonso de Todos los Santos de Bourbon y Garcia, a.k.a. Felipe the Sixth.
Wow.
What does his wife look like, though?
I don't
That'd
know.
be the one.
His spouse. Oh, she's very pretty.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, she looks like Mariska Hargitay from Law and Order, except prettier. All right, so listen, I thank you for coming on. I have to move on to Tom because I have to move on to 60 other things here.
Hello
We
to all
got to
my
get to dinner.
fans.
Yes, we're not going to dinner tonight, but I still want to go home and pack and eat. Yes, hello to all of your fans there, Ghost of Sickle's Leg. Thank you for calling in or for coming in. People on the phone, we're going to get to the calls right now. So if you want to call, I see some people in here that gave up too soon. Don't give up too soon. Call back. Let's take this call here. Mike, he wants to talk about the historical treatment of farm animals in Kenya. Mike, you're on the air. Thanks.
Hello.
Mike, yes, hello, Mike.
Hello.
Hello.
Mike, you're on the air.
Say something other than hello.
I know.
Yes, Mike. Farm animals in Kenya. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, people.
Oh, is this Grant?
Indeed it is, son.
Oh, Grant, how are you, buddy?
Oh, well, I'm better than you, so I know that.
Oh, yeah, you probably are. You probably are. You're, it sounds like you're on the space station again.
Sits alone in his basement office, watching a dress in Gettysburg. He picks up the phone, hears a dial tone, dials and gets down to his work. Tra la 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 la, Grant makes fun of Matt. Tra la 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 la, calls him bald and fat. Tra la 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 la, he tries to make Matt cry, but he never wins.
Matt's an awesome guy. All right, Grant. You know, it's funny you called in, Grant. We might as well do this now since he's on the phone.
It's always funny when I call in.
It is always funny, but I think this is peculiar. Funny, like what a coinkydink, but let's do this right now. Ladies and gentlemen, our listener of the year for 2024 has gone above and beyond what is required for this honor. Not only is he you don't know it's you. Not only is he a loyal patron, but he contributes to the content of almost every episode of AG Today, either through phone calls or in the comments section. But many do that. What sets this listener apart from others we've interacted with in 2024 is his voluntary dedication to contributing to the lore and the content of AG Today. This listener, takes time out of his pathetic day to make reels on his Instagram from the latest episodes. He also loves the history content, commenting something stupid at every opportunity. Most of all, his contributions are comedy gold. Well, bronze. He knows the players on the show well enough to cut right to the quick as he lampoons us. While sometimes biting and viciously cruel, it's always good and good fun and is often the highlight of the show for me and the gang. And so, today, we salute you, Grant O'Brien, pathetic loser and our number one fan in Australia and 2024's Listener of the Year.
Yay,
Grant.
Yay.
Grant, you are in good company. Of course, Estella Beard, our first Listener of the Year. 6 Questions Lentz, our second. It is now your turn, your moment to shine. Give us your acceptance speech. Please, Grant, go ahead now.
Okay. I heard you that I'm the best so far, you were saying.
I did not say that. I said you are in good company.
Oh, okay. Well, agree to disagree. No, I'd like to thank Bethany for being there and putting up with Matt all the time. We all love Bethany.
Oh, thank
you. To Cindy for being so organised and being great on the news and everything. To thank Colby when he's there for being a Marine. To thank all the people in the comments. It's always fun. All of these people that eventually I'll get to meet. I'd like to thank Eric Dorr for the studio.
Yes.
Who am I forgetting?
Probably the most important of them all. Scott Hartley.
Cam.
Oh, Cam.
Oh, you Cam, yeah, the best historian. Eric Money for being the greatest producer.
Right.
And I think that's about it. That's all I got.
Wow. Okay. Well, very good, Grant. Thank you very much. Now, Grant, I've asked you twice now in DMs on Instagram for your mailing address.
Yes.
And I'm starting to suspect that my suspicion that they actually don't get mail in Australia is true because you haven't sent it to me.
Oh, I will.
Right. Did you see what your prize
kind of
is?
an exchange, because I'm in the process of sending you something, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I won't say what it is. But,
Well, you can just use the return address on the package I send you. But
it's already going, but your mail's so slow as well.
Well, I don't know how you're doing it because you don't have my address. But
I have the building.
Yeah, well, if it's going to get stolen because it's on the back alley, and if they deliver it to you should send it to the museum, not to the studio. If that's what you did, I hope that's what you did. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you or ask you, Grant, was did you see before what your prize is?
Yes, it looks good, yes.
Okay, now that's one of them, but there will be other things that I am sending along to you as a little thank you and a care package from Gettysburg. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Probably you'll get it when you come out here and visit because it'll sit on my desk for 6 months.
No, it won't.
Cindy's going to do it, right, Cindy?
Yep.
There you go. Oh, poor Cindy. No, I'll do it, Cindy.
What?
You don't have to do it.
It's not poor Cindy. It'll get to you. It'll get to you.
Grant, it'll get to you, okay?
Okay.
All right, great. All right. Well, that's it. I did all I had to do. What do you want to do?
Well, I got to thank you in the end. I mean, this is the worst part. I have to actually thank you for something.
Right.
You know how difficult this is. This is like pulling, being stabbed in the back. It's the worst thing. It's like with Bethany and the Greek thing. That's how difficult it is. And anyway.
What? Anyway, what?
He hung up.
Oh, that was his little. Isn't he adorable?
He's so cute.
All right. Kathy, you can call back if you'd like to. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, our buddy Tom Canavan is here. Tom, welcome to proud New Yorker, but more than that, proud survivor of 9/11, 9/11, that is, 2001.
That's correct.
And congratulations on doing that. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, well, it wasn't my doing.
No, it was. It
part
was
of the way.
Part of it. I mean, you had to realize, let's get out of here, and you did.
Luck.
I think you did some work there too.
I guess.
Yeah. From the way you told me the story, you were determined to survive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
But I don't like sort of touting it when so many other people didn't make it out.
Of course. I'm touting it, though, because you become a good friend to our show and to me, and I'm glad for that. So
well, thank you.
You had to have survived in order to do that.
Yeah, well,
so
unless I came on Halloween.
But then I wouldn't know who you were because I didn't know you in life.
But if you treated me well, because my grandmother used to hit me, so I wouldn't go to my grandmother.
Oh, there you go. Well, don't hug my leg.
You sure it's just a hug?
Whoa.
Don't hug my leg.
Whoa.
Don't tread on me.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been?
It's about a year.
Yeah.
I did some traveling. I was in England twice for anniversaries to terrorist attacks.
Okay, because they had their, what was the...
Westminster Bridge.
Right.
And Manchester, the Ariana Grande bombing.
Oh,
so
right, yeah.
I was invited to both of those events. So the organization that I do volunteer work sent me to England.
That's pretty cool. So they send you there and you talk about your experience on 9/11 and relate it? Or
Not really.
What do you do?
I'm just there to support the other people because in the Manchester bombing, I got to meet 13 of the young women who were injured in the bombing. They came on September 11th 2 years ago, and we got to show them around the city. We brought them out on the fireboat. Took them shopping, took them bowling, did karaoke.
Bowling.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, in England, I don't know how much bowling they do.
I feel like everybody should.
And they are a choir. So they were singing at the UN at the time. So we got them in for the ceremony. And I was lucky enough to be invited to their ceremony in England. So there were only 2 of us invited. The other was a survivor from the Murrah Building, Oklahoma City bombing.
Okay.
And of course, on the plane there, we had to turn around and come back because they couldn't get the landing gear up or down. So we had a shaky time there. This is par for the course.
Yeah.
And then coming home, the ceiling actually fell in on top of us.
On the plane?
On the plane. I have pictures I can show you later. So I got to hold up the ceiling as it was coming down and taking pictures with one hand of all the inside of the fuselage to see what the insulation looks like.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It looks like sandbags. Small sandbags.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I was shocked because they don't really cover every inch of it either. So.
Right. Oh.
So I got basically 2 pretty much free flights. One each way. Yeah.
I hope so.
They want to give you $50 and, here's a ticket to, out to Australia to see Grant. But
right. Yeah, you should go see Grant.
No, thank you.
Why not? You don't want to meet Grant?
Too many crazy animals out there.
Yeah, there are, right?
Big spiders and snakes and
scorpions. All the things I hate. Spiders, snakes, Grant. Like, I just... they're all out there. So do you spend most of your time like doing these survivors things, or what do you do with when you're not doing that? What are you doing?
Basically, watch the sports at night.
Okay.
Football, baseball. You
got yourself a woman there?
Yes, I do.
Very good.
I've lived with one for the last 18 years.
Oh, okay, nice. You never bring her down?
She's been here.
She has.
It's not her thing.
It's not her thing.
Right.
Right.
She'd rather sit at the beach.
And you'd rather
tan,
not.
I'd rather not. If I go to the beach, I go in the water.
Right.
I'm not.
You don't. Yeah, you go in the water.
I'm not a sit on the sand and bake.
Right. Yeah, me neither.
So she's been here a couple of times over the years. Like I said, this is my 41st year coming down here.
Right.
At least once a year.
Yeah.
It's kind of once a year now because of the other stuff that I do. Unfortunately, this is in May and one is in, March. So it's kind of all over the place. And if I do get invited, it's important for me to go to these things because not everyone gets invited.
Sure, of course. Yeah, and then eventually, if you keep saying no, the invitations dry up.
Well, I would never say no.
Yeah.
Even if the organization didn't send me the honor of just being asked to attend, because England is very. When I was there, it's like they tell you we don't talk to people. I talk to everybody. I'm waving the tourist boats going under the bridges, and they're waving back, and people looking at me like we don't do that here.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'm not from here.
You don't wave back there? What do
they don't talk to each other. And the other thing I noticed, nobody flies flags.
No.
In England, like Union Jack.
No, that's a very American thing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
They have the Beatles and then took me on the magical mystery tour, know, and I'm half asleep listening.
Here's Strawberry Fields.
Yeah. And it's behind the fence.
Yeah.
The windows up there, John broke those windows when he was 6 throwing rocks. Wow, right,
Yeah.
What else you got? That's it? Okay.
Yeah. No, but you're right, though. The British people, when they come here, comment on how peculiar it is with our flags and with our national anthem before sports events and everything. And apparently they don't do that in other countries.
Well, they love
And that's why they're
now.
easily taken over, ladies and gentlemen. That's why they're easily taken over.
It's that guilt complex of, the sun never sets on the British Empire.
Yeah.
And I think they still feel we shouldn't have done that. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We don't have that. We look past that, and we look at the good things.
Yeah, nobody cares really. Everybody's for themselves.
No.
So
honestly, I just think our national anthem is the catchiest tune out of all of them. Isn't it though? I mean, it is. What's Canada's? Oh, Canada, that dark and blighted land, right? And then
I thought it was white and snowy.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think.
I don't know.
I
And
have
What's England?
I mean, God Save the Queen is,
God
my country
Save-
tiseth thee here.
Yeah, right.
So,
Right. Okay, that's a
stole
good.
that,
And
you
we
know.
stole. Well, and I think we stole the melody for the Star Spangled Banner from a British tune. In fact,
thought it was
I
a
know we
French
did.
tune.
Huh?
That was a French tune.
No, the French don't write good music. When have they written good music?
I don't.
Exactly. Name one good French composer.
You got me.
You can't.
Not even Depeche Mode was.
They weren't
were
even really.
English.
They were English. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, the French. Cheese, wine, maybe. 100
cigarettes,
100 years ago. Yeah, but not anymore.
Flags of every country, and who's ever taken them over, they can wave them out the window. I mean,
Yeah.
boy, I'm offending everybody here.
I know. We should stop. Speaking of
Yes.
flags, I see you have pennants there. What are these?
Well, these are kind of campy things. You know
Okay.
that every year
I like campy.
I go to flea markets and stuff, and any kind of Civil War stuff, especially Gettysburg. I feel I can save it.
Yeah.
And I'll bring it down here to you guys because even though it's campy, there are a couple of pennants.
Oh, yeah. No, we could use this in the studio
I mean,
here.
one of them seems old. I wasn't able to find anything on this. But it's not your typical Lee's face and memorial. So I think it's a little
Gettysburg
older.
National Museum electric map.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know how old it is. And
That
it's,
is
and it's
cool.
cloth. It's
Can I
not,
see- yeah, it's not that fake.
it's not.
Wow.
You know, this one's a little campy, and I always find it strange that for some reason, even though we're in the North, Robert E. Lee is on like every one of
Always.
these pennants.
Yeah.
But very rarely do you see Meade.
Right.
Well, yeah, no.
They'll have Lincoln every now and then.
Nobody knows he exists.
They always say Grant.
Yeah. Well, Ulysses. Let's say U.S.
I like how, what is it? It's still got.
It's still, yeah.
Remember your trip, decorate your room, souvenir pennant. Look at that. Cut this off here. So this is the thing it hung on the shelf.
Yeah.
On.
It's
That is so cool.
It's so campy that you have to get it.
Of course you do.
You know,
This
if I
is
could
neat.
find a Pickett's Buffet one, that would be great.
Yeah. This is something like my dad would have had on when he was a kid, I think. This has got to be from
I'm thinking the
Centennial?
70s, maybe.
70s?
But the other one I think is older.
Yeah, the other one is definitely older. There's no year on this.
And then I found this booklet. This is from 1926, so I have it in plastic. There's some water stains on it. It's a short story of the Battle of Gettysburg.
Oh, that's neat.
And there are some cool ads in here, like for the Shriver House with tourists staying there. If you open it up and you look
Really?
at it, yeah, there's
Those
some
are
ads
really-
in it.
Is it going to fall apart if I open it?
No, there's just basically water stains and
Where'd you find this?
flea markets. I just rummaged through the box, and I think I paid like $1
Don't
for that.
do
It was 25
that.
cents.
To it.
Oh,
Don't you
Jesus.
have gloves?
I'm sorry. No, I forgot. I'm not supposed to
Don't worry
bend
about
or-
it.
Yeah, no,
But, like,
Bethany's going to freak out.
Did you see the Shriver House thing?
No, I'm trying to find the ad. What? Hotel Gettysburg on the Square. Gettysburg's newest and finest hotel.
Newest.
Table d'hôte and a la carte dining room service, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. I guess everybody was closed at 9 o'clock.
That was
back.
1920.
Here we go. Shriver Home.
Yeah.
405 York Street. So this isn't the Shriver House. This is Gettysburg Camp Park HQ on Battlefield. Shriver Home. Lodging for tourists. Oh, so it was like a guest house.
Yeah.
Mrs. E.C. Shriver, hostess.
It's sort of like the Mansion House.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, look here, folks. So there you could have stayed at the Shriver Home on York Street. I think I know that house.
that house, yeah.
right? That's cool. And then what's this?
I don't know. There's something in there.
It's a map.
$2,000.
Ooh, Confederate cash.
Map of the battlefield. That's pretty neat. I love this.
That
Thank
must
you,
have been the
Tom.
added
You always
bonus.
bring cool stuff.
Well, the added bonus for 25 cents,
Yeah.
back in the day. And then here's another one that's kind of old. And the pictures in this are really good. It's got pictures of the battlefield without the trees in it.
Oh.
I don't know what year that is, but it's comparable, I think, to the 1926 one.
The story of Gettysburg in pictures. Now, they got meat on this one. All right.
But the pictures are kind of funky. They look like some of them are drawn in.
All right, let's see. Can we find a year in the front? No.
Yeah, I looked. I didn't see anything.
50 cents. When were
60
books?
cents if you ordered by
Of
mail.
course. Well, you got shipping and handling.
Yes.
I
mean, the pictures are kind of cool of the battlefield.
So I bet. So this is the Lee Museum. So there you go.
It looks so clean.
It does. You're talking about this picture on the back and how it kind of looks.
No, there's other pictures in there where It looks like on Seinfeld when George had a picture of his boss and they colored in the face like a comic.
Oh yeah,
That's what they look like.
Well, here's the Hotel Gettysburg, and if you look at the cars that are parked out in front of it, it's like
40s,
30s or 40s. It looks like an old mob movie. And then there's a statue in the square. When did they get rid of that?
I don't know.
You'd have to ask Tim for that one.
Yeah. Oh, this is cool.
I mean, I just would hate to see these things lost. And
I know.
And I know if you guys have them here at least.
Yeah. This is when they had the Whitworths over on Seminary Ridge. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of these folks, but
before they moved them.
Before they moved them, there they are on Seminary Ridge. Pretty cool. Thank you so much, Tom.
Yeah, no problem.
I love this stuff. These pennants we could probably hang on that door there.
I figured
so they're in a shot somewhere.
They'd look good here.
Yeah, they would. That's
campy,
great.
but it's campy when they first come out and you buy them.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Very Route 66 type.
Yeah, and now it's a cool memento of the past.
And I almost didn't make it here today.
I know. Tell us about that.
I was just coming down 81, 1 o'clock in the morning on the way here, and like a friggin' missile, this deer came from the median, jumped over the 5-foot wall, just slammed into my car.
Yeah.
It was like hitting a brick wall.
Really?
Got off to the side and ended up spending the night in Scranton.
Of all places, the electric city.
And so I got to rent a car because I had to get the stuff down here. I'm not going to just waste my trip, my one time down here for the year.
Right.
Because November I'm doing some stuff.
And so you're here for, of course, the tour.
Yes, I am.
So people coming on the tour can shake your hand and meet you.
Well, I also want to do, I want to see Little Round Top because it's open now.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Haven't seen it, just your videos, but it's not the same. You have to walk the ground.
Yeah, you do.
And I've never gone up to Big Round Top. And I've seen a couple of Monument Mondays with Tim, and I want to take the trails up to the top because I've never done it.
I haven't done that in years. I had a heart attack doing it, and I said I won't be doing this again. So it's true, though, guys. It's true. All right. Well, Tom, thank you very much for the gifts.
No problem.
We're going to get on to the news. You're welcome to stay here and comment on the news if you like. And Ghost, you can just speak up in the back there when you'll be picked up on Cindy's microphone. Ladies, and by the way, before we move on, Kathy Hoffman, I saw that you had called and you hung up. You got too impatient. Call back if you want, and we'll talk to you. In the meantime, I'm trying to find my music, but I can't do that. Who needs it? Who needs it, right?
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Gettysburg man charged with knocking woman unconscious, spitting on officers and EMS crew.
Hickory Bridge Farm sends aid to victims of Hurricane Helene. Not long enough. Beth.
Gettysburg College's financial situation has been a topic of conversation among students and faculty alike.
The Gettysburg Halloween Parade is next week. All this and more on today's news.
All right, what have you got there, girls? Go ahead with your stories. Go on with your bad selves.
Okay, so wow, that's
it's
really
hard
loud.
It's hard to do when we're not looking at each other.
Go ahead. I know.
It
Well,
is
you can
hard.
see her up there.
Well, no, you can't.
Oh, damn it. Okay, I'm going to come back and fix
I
that.
don't know how
All right,
to do
go ahead.
it. So
Keep going.
Should I duck?
No, you're fine.
Well, Beth, if you want to start with actually the one that you have the story about knocking the woman unconscious, that would be good.
Okay. A Gettysburg man has been charged after police allege he knocked a woman unconscious, then assaulted emergency medical personnel and police officers. His name is very hard to pronounce, so it's Sakern Olawafmi. He was 20 years old, of Cumberland Township, has been charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated assault and 1 of assault on a law enforcement officer, along with misdemeanor counts of simple assault and disorderly conduct, and summary counts of harassment and underage drinking. He is unable to post bail. A fight broke out. The charges stem from a fight that broke out at the Cumberland Township party, according to an affidavit of probable cause filed by Cumberland Township Police. The police were called to a reported fight at a party at the 100 block of Misty Ridge Road in Cumberland Township just after midnight on Saturday, October 13th.
So this is a kid under the 21.
Getting to be goddamn
Yes.
ridiculous.
When the officers arrived, they found a woman lying on the ground with a bloody nose and were approached by two witnesses. The first witness told others that while they were having a party at the residence, a man he knew only as Chunky became irate after not being able to find his cell phone.
Chunky.
When other party attendees told Chunky that they would look for his phone in daylight, he became angry and began to fight the other guests, the witnesses told police. So basically, here's a young man at a party, gets taboogered, let's say.
Yeah.
And starts
This
throwing
is just
punches.
a hypothesis.
So this is where it all
hypothesis
went to hell. While throwing punches, Chunky struck the mother of the witness in the face, knocking her unconscious for several minutes. Never go after the parents.
No.
They will always call the cops on your behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second witness told officers that Chunky lived nearby and had walked home after the fight.
See, nobody else can pronounce the name either.
I know. An ambulance then arrived on the scene and transported the woman to Holy Spirit Hospital, which is a long way away. Not quite sure why they went all the way out there. They went to where Chunky lived.
It's in Camp Hill.
Camp Hill.
Oh, okay.
As officers arrived from outside, they could hear a man making comments about shooting and slapping people.
Uh-oh.
They knocked on the door, made contact with a woman who identified herself as the mother of Chunky, who said he was not armed and that he was drunk. He began to exit.
Excuse me, I'm Chunky's mother.
The mother of Chunky.
I'm Chunky's mother, Flabby.
He began to exit with his arms above his head, making comments threatening to harm the officers.
Excuse me, officer. I'm Chunky's mother.
And as they tried to take him away,
What's your name, ma'am? Flabby.
Chunky attempted to spit on officers multiple times.
Oh my God.
Son of a bitch.
Chunky.
So, I'm just saying, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
here.
and so Chunky's real name is what?
I hate you. His real name, hold on, is
No, God!
Sakern
Right.
Aluwafmi.
Sakern. Let me see. Can I see it? I just want to see. I like trying to pronounce. Okay, Sakern Aluwafme. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Oh, it's not. It's.
What?
It wasn't good the way I said it.
No, it wasn't, and I wasn't much better.
Yeah,
So there.
There you go.
It's me or May.
It's
Alawafme.
yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be May, MEI.
MEI. But he's only 20 years old, so he's going to be charged with underage drinking.
Possible information.
So just know, if you're going to have a party and there's going to be alcohol,
Right.
and there's a kid named Chunky that you're going to invite to the party.
Stay away from Chunky.
I would.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I would say that you don't invite Chunky.
Do they even make Chunkies anymore?
Oh yeah, remember that? Oh, they were so
I
gross.
can't find them.
I never liked those. I don't like raisins. So it was not my
I
favorite.
don't even know what you're talking about.
You know.
Square chocolate with raisins and peanuts in it.
Gross.
So you'll remember the story last week when we talked about the man at the SPCA who abandoned his dog.
Chunky. It was Chunky.
Was it Chunky?
Here comes Chunky. What's going on? I'm Chunky.
It's actually perfect.
Yeah. How you doing? I'm Chunky. I'm gonna spit on you, and my mama's gonna protect me. I didn't listen to the whole story. Did his mom interfered and said?
She just told him that he was there and that he wasn't armed and he was drunk.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. What's going on there, Cindy, with the doggy?
Well, the man accused of abandoning a dog at
Yes.
the Adams County SPCA on Wednesday morning, he was identified. However, they don't identify him. So, the SPCA went to Facebook, shared that a man brought a large Rottweiler, for those of you who don't remember, came in the building around 10:30 on Wednesday last week, claiming that he found the dog. On Thursday, the SPCA said the man had been identified and he was charged with abandonment. The dog was also returned to its owner to decide the best course of action.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the man was his owner.
I know.
So
did he steal it from the owner?
I don't.
I'll bet you he had a dispute with his neighbor and he stole the dog as some kind of retribution.
Well, remember that this dog
I'll remember whatever I need to.
is very familiar with the man.
Right.
Because that's what they thought was strange.
Exactly.
He was staying between his legs.
Exactly.
And listening to him. So, but they also, SPCA did not name the man who was charged. So we don't know much more except that they did catch him. So thank you to people who turned him in.
All right. Thank you very much, people who turned him in.
Okay. The Hickory Bridge Farm Restaurant in Ortana is stepping up to assist victims of Hurricane Helene. Their owner, Bert Martin, is leading efforts to gather donations and deliver critical supplies to those impacted in Western North Carolina. So for 2 weeks, Hickory Bridge Farm will donate a portion of their proceeds from dinner orders to the hurricane relief efforts. In addition to that, they are also going to serve as a drop-off location for urgently needed supplies with the goal of filling a 53-foot truck that they will drive down to the impacted areas.
Good.
So to help provide relief, they're organizing a supply drive with a focus on essential items, which are listed on the restaurant's Facebook page. Items urgently needed include gallon jugs of water, tents, new coats, sweatpants, diapers, socks, non-perishable foods, stuff like that.
Like pretty much anything that you're going to need for basic survival.
For basic survival.
Yeah.
But then he will drive the supplies down to a church in Shelby, North Carolina, somewhere around the 21st or 22nd of this month. So if you have anything and are so moved and would like to drop off things at the Hickory Bridge Farm Restaurant, they are going to be a point place for dropping off supplies.
Very good. Very good. We haven't been there yet, have we? Hickory Bridge Farm.
No.
Very good.
Is it? Everybody says that. We just haven't had a chance to go.
It's family style. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay.
So you get to sit down with a bunch of total strangers.
And pass food around.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it that you go with your table and you order family style for just your party?
Yes.
Yes.
But you can also sit down with strangers if you wanted to.
Oh, well.
Okay. Go ahead, Sin.
Well, real quick, I think we have Chunky on the line.
Oh.
Jesus.
Chunky, you're on the air. Chunky?
Yes.
I love how you don't even bother to try to disguise your voice and try to play a character.
You're just like, hey, it's Grant.
Yeah.
I can't do fake accents like you.
Grant, say the following word.
Yes,
N-O.
I don't do requests.
All right. Thank you, Grant. Did you have something to add as Chunky?
Yes, I just wanted to. I forgot to thank the most important.
I just hung up on him.
Oh, you're so.
Well, you know what? I had to get him back, guys. I had to get him back. I'm sorry.
It's so O&A.
Yeah, I know. I know. Chunk, 6 questions. You're on the air.
Hello. Well, yes. I was going to congratulate Grant, but that lackluster performance there kind of ruined any sort of plaudits I would throw his way.
I know. Weren't you kind of hoping that he would
Grant.
try to create a character of Chunky and, just to hear him with that Australian accent, try to do any other type of accent?
Yeah, but again, you can't hide the Australian accent, apparently.
No, exactly.
So it's kind of falls out of
Right. For some reason, Australians, in my mind, can't do any other accent, no matter how good of an actor they are. Of course they could, but.
But in all seriousness, I'd like to congratulate Grant for being listener viewer of the year. It's very well deserved.
Yay.
I mean, practically the phone line exists for him.
It does.
At this point.
It used to exist for you, but then you started making it to all the shows. So then now Grant has taken over.
Yeah. But here's the thing: the prizes you have given out previously have been wearable. The beaver hat, my neck brace, and bubble suit.
Right.
So apparently now what we need to do is get a chain, a big chain for Grant, and he can wear that like Flavor Flav wears his cloth.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'll include that in the care package. I did get him something wearable.
So when we get
I got him in a Dressing Gettysburg thong, and on the front it has the AG logo.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
With the
We don't
rifle
wanna see that
sideways?
bed down under, that's for sure.
No, it's upside down. So the no, yeah, that no, you're right. Everything has been wearable so far, but I try to make the prizes either, like yours. It was obviously a joke at you always hurting yourself, so it was the bubble wrap and the neck brace. Whereas Estella's was, a symbol of the news of the year, the big story of the year. Every year it's different. It depends. So Grant, I said, Grant, what's your favorite brigade? And he said Green's Brigade. And I said, Jesse, can you make me Green's Brigade flag? And I'm going to send it to Grant. And so that's what we're doing.
So one more thing. We need, when Grant gets here, we need to get Estella, myself, and him with all of our prizes,
for a
and it will
picture.
be one of the weirdest indie rock band covers ever.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll go take a picture in one of the alleyways or something by a dumpster or by a telephone pole.
Behind Mama Ventura.
Yeah, behind Mama's. One of you has a bag of cocaine, the other one has a knife sticking out of your neck. Aw. All right, Mike. How's work? You're busy at work, right?
That's all I got.
Yeah, you're busy at work.
Absolutely. I'll admit I fell asleep during the guest segment, so I woke up to Grant being the listener of the year. I got confused, but was also excited.
Okay, good. Well, I
So,
understand. You're overworked, and much like how I can blame Colby for my beleagueredness tonight, you can blame Debbie for yours, because you're in the busiest time of year, and she has left you high and dry to go on vacation at Disney World, and you have
She's
to
on
do
vacation at
yes,
Disney
and you have to do not only your job but hers as well. Is that true, Michael?
That's not true. Well, I do some of her job, but she did. See, let's be honest here. She went with her father, so it's very worthy. And also, when else are you going to go to a Halloween celebration? In April? I mean, come on. It's October, so go.
Well, we have a wonderful
go.
Halloween parade here in Gettysburg that she could have gone to, and you could have not been so exhausted that you slept through the guest segment. So, we each have somebody to blame for our failures tonight, Mike. I'm just busting. I'm just busting.
Oh.
I'm teasing. All right, Mike,
Yeah.
thank you very much. We want to move on here.
Again,
Yeah.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Talk to you later. All right, go ahead. Whoever's next in the news.
So we were talking about the new diner that opened, and that's the Gateway Diner. So they are at 70 Presidential Circle, just to remind you. They are open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Da-dang.
Mm-hmm. And
We
they
should go
have-
there.
Yes, at some point we should. It definitely looks really good. So they have, it's all homemade stuff. They have dinner specials, just to give you an idea. Beef stroganoff, pork and kraut over mash, gateway chicken, they call it, which is grilled chicken breast topped with crab cake, broccoli, and hollandaise sauce. A seafood trio, stuffed chicken, and shepherd's pie. That's just their dinner specials, but they are also now hiring servers. So you must be 18 years old, at least 1 year experience in serving, able to work evenings and weekends. Please contact via text, 717-331-6757 to set up an interview. So if you are local and looking for a job, they are hiring servers. Text 717-331-6757 and join the Gateway Diner.
Wow. Okay, very nice. It sounds wonderful.
Okay.
We are going to have to try that one night.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
They're open till 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the
Shocking.
main.
And
Yeah.
they serve breakfast all day.
They're going to win. I'm telling you, they're going to win. They're going to beat everybody. Y'all got to start. I'm telling you, you're going to listen to me.
It's going to be the busy place in the
Very,
evening.
Stay
very,
open
very
later.
aggressive right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Who of you? How many people here saw the, what's the word?
Aurora
Borealis. I can't say it.
I saw it, yeah.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that aren't in the area, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, otherwise known as NOAA, reported that a solar storm had hit the Earth on Thursday, bringing beautiful displays of northern lights to dark skies further south than normal, and many people in our area were able to see it. I forgot about it.
Well, you can catch some great pictures on Addressing Gettysburg's Facebook page.
Yes, indeed. So it was enough to be seen in North America, including Adams County, which is where we are.
Mm-hmm. It was beautiful.
Yeah, very. I mean, all the pictures I saw were absolutely stunning. I wish I had remembered that it was happening and went outside, but I was too busy sleeping. And poor Ezra would have loved it.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't so easily seen by the naked eye. What happened was I was driving home and I came through the battlefield like on Reynolds Ave and Buford and Doubleday, and I saw these people parked on the side of the road all taking pictures of what I thought was nothing. And I'm like, oh, these friggin' ghosties. And I'm like, the park's coming after people for picnicking and doing YouTube videos, and these people are out after dark stopped along the road taking pictures. And then I get around on Doubleday Avenue and I see a guy in a pickup truck getting out and taking pictures. And he looked too tough of a guy to be into ghosts. And I was like, wait a minute, this is something else. And I look out there and I see what I think is light pollution reflecting off of clouds. But where I see it, there's no town or city to give us that light pollution. It's usually pitch black.
Yeah.
So then I go, oh, it's the Northern Lights. So I get out my camera and I take a shot, and it automatically, goes on a long exposure.
Yeah.
And boom, these beautiful colors come out on the camera. I shared it on Facebook and Instagram and everything. I'll show you later.
Okay. I'm never on there. So.
Exactly.
So they are natural. For those of you that don't know what an aurora borealis is.
By the way, this is the sound of Earth, but for real sound of Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. Is a natural light show that occurs when energized particles from the sun collide with Earth's upper atmosphere. This particular solar storm was classified as severe, ranked a 4 out of 5 in severity as of Thursday afternoon. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
It was severe.
It was pretty neat.
Yeah. But
I'll never go to Alaska to see it for real.
The word severe makes me think that probably something bad was happening. We just all thought, ooh, pretty lights.
Yeah, probably. Like China tested a nuke in the wilderness of Canada, and we're like, oh, look at all the lights.
It's the lights are so pretty.
And that's how it'll happen when it really happens. We'll all just be like, how pretty, and then we'll fry.
It's a beautiful mushroom cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that cloud looks just like a mushroom.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Sin.
What else you got?
So Main Street Gettysburg has been doing some great things recently. They, well, first and foremost, today, they installed the memorial bench for Peter S. Carmichael.
Yes, and I meant to...
Well, it was an unfortunate timing.
No, I meant to share the picture I took of it, but I didn't have the time to put everything together today.
I'm sorry.
I'll put it on our Facebook and Instagram tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and you can see it that way there. Go ahead.
But in addition to that, they've also been installing the new wayside markers. And so that installation's been underway. 3 days ago, there were 6 more that were installed. The day before that, there were 4 that were installed. So they just keep on moving.
Just saw one yesterday. It was very nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So definitely check those out because it's a lot of hard work. And thankfully, they got all of them sponsored. So it was fully funded. And that's a really great project for them.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Jill showed up at the thing for Giving Spree.
Right.
Yesterday, we had to do these 4-minute presentations at the library to introduce new audiences to our organizations for Giving Spree. And so she gets up there with a bag, a little gift bag. And she goes, I brought a prop, and she pulls out a roll of toilet paper because of the Brown House.
Oh, because
they're gonna have bathrooms there. It's hilarious. It's just the way she did it. She just casually pulled out a roll of toilet paper.
That's exactly what I would do too.
All right. The Adams County Literacy Council is celebrating a grand reopening on Friday, October 18th. They are offering a chance for the community to explore its new home, participate in interactive literacy activities, and learn about its free adult education programs.
Aldersman, Brodesson.
Yep. The event will take place from 3 to 5 at its new location. Do you know where the new location is?
Yes, I do.
Where?
It's going to be up by the seminary.
Yes. Inside the YWCA.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
All right.
At
Good guess.
909 Fairfield Road in Gettysburg. It is free and open to the public. They'll be on hand. Staff will be on hand for the afternoon to celebrate and all that kind of stuff. But the best part about this is this entire organization does a lot for the community. So if you get a chance to go, they do adult education programs in reading and math, GED preparation, and small group English language instruction. So there's a lot going on there to help the community. So they're going to have a new location with lots of events. So go check it out.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
So, I don't know how good of a job I'm going to do on this story today, but we will start with it.
Hold on. John B. says, I want a recount after Grant's chunky performance.
Crocodile chunky.
Oh, that's good, Tom. All right. Sorry, Sid. Go ahead.
That's okay. So there's been a lot of talk recently. We've also mentioned a couple of things about the college's financial situation.
Oh,
Gettysburg
this is a fun story here.
So it's kind of a mashup of a bunch of different stories, but to get it started, so as we know, the cost has been going up, the enrollment's been going down. So that's been kind of the news for a couple of years now, actually, because it's been consistently that way. And according to their website, the estimated cost of attendance right now, this does include housing and food. So this is if you are dorming, it's $86,490 per year. So digest that for a second. So with that.
And you know what's so sad is a lot of those kids will graduate and never make that in a year. Like they'll never make that in a year, but it costs them that per year to go there.
Well, but about out of everybody who applies, there's about 56% of those that are accepted. But out of those accepted students, only 18% actually enroll. Mm-hmm. So, and 50% of that 18% come from international students because they get more financial aid. So the problem that they're talking about has to do with how the endowments are also going down because they're giving more financial aid per student. So there's less spending per student, which is obviously not good for the financial situation of the college. So with overall spending has decreased from 2019 to 2023. It went from 136 million to 124 million. They did have students that were saying that they felt the impact. So programs, I can't speak today, like Gettysburg Review have closed. CWI fellows, that's the part that actually experienced funding cuts. So the fellows, they're the students that help with the CWI program. They used to get a stipend. So I don't know if you know that. So that was the portion that was actually cut. And I guess this year they had decided back in May that they were no longer going to give the stipend to the students who were helping. So the CWI fellows will still help with the program, but they will not be receiving the stipend. So that is the cut in funding that they received. Administrative assistants are now being shared among multiple departments. The library resources are stretched thin. The Student Senate's budget has been reduced and salaries are increasing more slowly. Moreover, the college is losing faculty, although expenditure per student has increased about 2%, reaching $53,520. The small increase compounds with the financial strain. So of the tuition, only a third of it goes towards instruction. And the endowment per student is among the lowest in our peer group, which their peer group includes, and I have it somewhere here, but there's a lot of information. I know Dickinson College is one of them. So they choose a peer group of colleges.
Like similar sized colleges?
Similar size and similar in a lot of ways. I think Franklin and Marshall is on that list. So and it's about 5 or so. So that's who they're comparing themselves to. But what this brought in was an investigation of the total compensations of the Gettysburg College administration members.
Oh, Bethany, here we go now.
Because now that's all public. Their tax filings are all public because, of course, it's a nonprofit institution.
Right.
So the staff at the Gettysburg Inn, which is the college campus newspaper, had done quite a few articles, actually, over the last few years, and they're opinion pieces, but opinion pieces based on fact, right? So we can, and I actually am reaching out to a couple of them because I think it would be interesting to get their take on this as well.
Yes.
But just to put it out there, so, and I can't pronounce his name, so I apologize. We'll say President Bob because his first name is Bob. But President Bob, his compensation has increased. So
Is it Iuliano or something like that?
Iuliano, Iuliano. I don't.
Iuliano.
Iuliano. So it increased.
What's your name?
In the last fiscal year, his compensation increased to a total of $731,660. To put that into perspective, his salary is just shy of double that of the college's vice president of student advancement. In the fiscal year of 2022, Iuliano's total compensation sat at $625,894, which means base compensation increased by over $100,000 or 20%. Now that $731,000 does include benefits. Just gonna put that in there. So it's a base of 600 and some thousand, and then 100 and some in benefits and other things on top of that. However, there were some interesting comments on the article as well. One of them is talking about the staff only getting a 2% cost of living increase. They also had increased benefit costs and losses to their retirement benefits. So the staff is losing while some of the higher administration is gaining 20% to their salary. So I think this is just adding fuel to the fire, obviously.
So in other words, this is there was a lot of information here. So what if I'm understanding it correctly, a lot of things are going down. Other salaries, things that the school is spending money on that would actually be good for the students who are paying to go there.
Yep.
They're paying more money to go there because enrollment was down. So I guess they had to make up for it somehow or whatever. But one thing that's not going down is the salaries and benefits of the high muckety mucks. Is that right?
Correct. They're
okay.
actually going up.
And so this is from the student newspaper.
It is.
And so,
but also from there is a website that ProPublica, which is I looked that up because you can actually see everybody. Well, not everybody, but a majority of the higher paid administrators' salaries because they do list them. So his is there. Quite a few actually.
And I'm sure as people at his level salaries go, his is probably on the lower end. Right. I mean, somebody at a major university is making way more than what he makes.
Well, I'm sure at a major university, but so when they're talking about our peer group, that's where it's a little bit different. So he's a little bit on the high end out of our peer group.
Okay.
And then some, like Dickinson, for example, has remained sort of flat and lower because.
So what is the student who wrote this article? What is he saying? He or she? She?
There's a few different articles that are referenced here. So one of them, Alfredo Roman Jordan, is he. Then Lakin Franchetti is the editor-in-chief. Ella Prito. So there's a few different articles here that everybody's been writing. But
I mean, generally, what are they saying? Like, this is bullshit?
They're basically saying that because, especially this year, so there was a lot of complaints on just kind of, little things. The food service is a big deal right now. Everybody's complaining about the food service.
Now, what was the complaint? Because I remember when we were there for CWI, everybody was complaining about the cafeteria food, and I don't remember everybody complaining about it the year before. What had changed? Was it they were giving us small plates? I think that's what it was. They were giving us like salad plates.
Well, the lines were really long, and they didn't move, and they were making it as we were standing in line.
But it was fresh. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, but it was like things that shouldn't be done that
like
way.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what the one thing was, but it was like something that was like, well, that's not really a made to order.
Yeah.
Thing.
Oh, well, that was like when they were doing the stir fry. That was, yeah. I mean,
I just remember
idea,
I was
but
talking
not
to
good-
somebody
good in
and we were remarking about, like, we don't remember the plates being this small last year. And somebody said, no, it's they do that so the students don't overeat. And I'm like, that's stupid. They'll just go up 4 times instead of 2 times.
Yeah.
Like, they're still going to eat what they're used to eating.
Yeah.
Making small plates doesn't do anything. It's just so stupid, these stupid measures that they take to try to curb other people's behaviors. And it's like, it doesn't work. A pig is a pig is a pig. I'm going to eat like a pig. I don't care how small you make my plates.
I don't
So
know.
I went up there for like 62 helpings.
Would my laziness outplay what my stomach wanted?
I'm never too lazy to go get an extra slice of pizza. You
Well, I
understand?
made Eric Houston go get
Yeah, see, there you go. Exactly. You had your assistant.
Maybe it was a job action by the serving people because they're only getting 2% raise.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe it was. I don't. So okay. So Sid. So what does this kid want? Does he want?
Well, he's just trying to bring awareness to it, I
Mhm.
think. So, what he's saying is that the average student pays significantly less in tuition compared to just 5 years ago because of financial aid.
Okay, but they're still on the hook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It includes grants, and that all fills the gap. Specifically,
grants involved in
average students pay 21% less in tuition while receiving 52% more aid. I mean, anybody can see with those numbers that's not going to lead to a good financial picture for any type of business. So it led to a substantial increase in financial aid and grants, which cost Gettysburg College more than an additional $24 million despite the decreased enrollment. So decreased enrollment and an additional $24 million spent in grants and financial aid, that's not going to be a good thing. So the endowment per student is among the lowest in the peer group, which is obviously troubling for any long-term financial help. While our enrollment target is around 2,100 students, the only reason we haven't seen a reduction in endowment per student is because our enrollment has been decreasing, roughly matching our increased aid expenditures. Essentially, the lower enrollment has kept the ratio stable, which masks the underlying issue. So basically, they're just saying like, hey, we're spending more per student. There's less students, so
Yeah.
it's
You know what?
keeping it balanced, but it's not in the right direction.
Can I go to my Magic Cam ball? Or it's actually my Magic Cam water bottle. Oh, Magic Cam water bottle, where do you see this heading? Which way will this go for Gettysburg College?
Aldersman, Broderson.
Oh, you think it's going to go the way of Alderson Brodus?
Aldersman, Broderson.
Okay. All right. I guess that's what it is. All right, Cameron. Well, you know more than any of us do, so there you go. That's what Cam says. That's what it's going to be.
Now, this is just a hypothesis.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's hypothesis.
Yeah, hypothesis.
Okay. Let's go to Cindy.
If we didn't know that Aussie Grant's abandoned baby was Eric, we do know now.
Why? What did he say?
He said, let's not raise any alarms about how much they give in scholarships or financial aid. It's the only way I can afford that place. So sorry, Eric.
Oh, sorry about that, Eric.
So basically, a declining endowment is not just an abstract financial figure. It is the foundation of what allows Gettysburg to support students equitably through aid, maintain its facilities, and invest in research. When an endowment shrinks, it creates a vicious cycle. Less funding means fewer resources to invest in students and faculty, which leads to reduced ability to attract new talent and ultimately fewer applications and enrollments. An endowment should not be used to fund daily operations like it is now. It should be used for larger projects like quad renovations.
Right.
And so they're just trying to bring awareness to this. I know that there's been...
It's like dipping into the oil reserve
Mhm.
just to get the prices down when that's not what the
Exactly.
reserve is for.
And I think that they're getting a lot of, kind of comments and pushback back from the
Mhm.
school itself, kind of saying that's not fact or you don't have all the facts. And they're saying, well, if you give us the facts, we'll report on
Right.
the facts, but we're
Well,
reporting what we know.
Ugh, you know what? Oh, Magic Cam bottle. If Eric's daughter can no longer go to Gettysburg College because it goes the way of Alderson Broadus, where should she go?
Chattanooga.
All right.
Chattanooga.
Start applying to Chattanooga.
All right, so Aussie Grant's abandoned baby. We will now move on to another story.
All right, very good.
All right, I have events now. Do you have any other news?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Shit.
Well, you know what though, I would like to try to get one of those kids on the show to talk about, because I want to hear from like exactly what the hell their beef is.
Yeah.
Because listen, I'm all for everybody making as many dollars as they can make ever at any time.
Well,
right?
this is a nonprofit. So
What?
you know,
No, but
this
that doesn't mean
school
that
is a
that doesn't mean
not-for-profit.
that the people that are employed by it can't make money.
Well, I know.
But
In the
there
right
is
way.
there is such a thing as something that's obscene. You're right. Like when it's a profit business, I don't believe the term obscene profits is justifiable. When it's a nonprofit and a person is personally profiting with a huge salary and benefits, then, you know, it's like, okay, well, what really is the purpose of this? And what is the purpose? Like, are you really an educator or are you what? I don't even know what that is. So I want to know what their point of view is, because I'm not against people making a lot of money.
And I don't think that they are either. And that's really not what they're saying. I think they're just pointing out the obvious, right? And
So in other words,
we're still, these things are still going up, but our enrollment and some of the things at the college, the programs and things like that, they're getting funding cuts. So it doesn't really equal out to them. But we are going to get them on. And you had wanted to do that a few times, actually. So yeah, hopefully we can get some people on to talk about it and, you know, see what they have to say.
I would like to I would like to see if one of them would be interested in having like a monthly or weekly segment on the show where they come in and do college news.
I think that'd be really cool.
I think so too. But we'll see.
Wasn't the college a few years ago buying up a lot of properties in the town?
They've been doing that all for forever. Yeah.
Where are they getting the money for that?
It's a
I don't
great
know.
question.
I don't know.
Unknown.
I don't know.
The answer is unknown.
While they don't pay property taxes, I do believe they give the borough like a lump sum of money, like on their own, like voluntarily, like a couple $100,000.
Just a one-shot deal.
Yeah, you know,
they're
because
not paying taxes and it's taking away.
Yeah. But I mean, they are contributing in that sense there. It might not be what they would be paying if it was taxed, but it's still something because they know that their stupid kids get drunk and use up the ambulance services and stuff like that. And it's a big mess. It's so, you know, they set their houses on fire and everything. All right, what else you got there, Bethany?
So, Mr. Ed's Elephant Museum and Candy Emporium this weekend will have their Great Pumpkin Party.
Oh.
Saturday, October 19th from noon to 3.
I'm sorry, do that again?
Saturday,
Camera's very
October
loud.
19th from noon to 3.
Yes.
They will be doing pumpkin painting, pumpkin carving, a pumpkin carving raffle, ticket or treat, trick or treat, caramel apple sundaes.
Wow.
And all proceeds benefit the Adams County SPCA.
I'd rather be on the get out of the car tour.
More people are dying in horrible ways in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Learn more at MrEds.com.
There you go. Very good. MrEds.com. Still going strong out there on Route 30.
So this Saturday, after, you know, we're going to have the Get Out of the Car tour, anybody who is in for the evening as well, we do have a Cinema Under the Stars event going on.
Oh, that's right. Psycho.
Yeah.
I will not be in attendance.
No.
What?
I don't think
I will
it's
not be
Psycho.
in attendance.
Yeah, well, it is Psycho.
No, it's Sunset Boulevard.
I thought we already did that one.
No. They rescheduled Psycho for this month. This is the rain date for Psycho.
Well, I'm looking at their event.
It's Halloween, and they better not be doing Sunset Boulevard. They better not be.
No, because they're doing on the 26th. They have that one.
Oh, it's so unnatural, and this is going to look horrible, and this is bad, and how can they do that? That looks slippery, and this looks bad, and that's a bad color, and oh my God.
The next one is the 26th, which is Psycho. It's the 26th.
Oh, so they've got two rain dates that were okay.
Yes,
all right.
they
So
have
this
two.
Saturday is Sunset Boulevard. So join us after the tour, after lunch at the Farnsworth House.
Yeah, from
Sunset Boulevard.
6 to 10 p.m.
6 to 10 p.m.
Yeah, so it's let's see, come join us. I know Rebecca Foster is going to be there this week.
Very wonderful.
Yes, Latino Fusion is also going to be there this week for food. BYOB, bring your own chair and blanket. It runs from 6 to 10. They do start the movie once it's dark enough to start the movie. So.
Oh, magic cam bottle. Will we have good weather for cinema under the stars this weekend and the Get Out of the Car tour?
This is just an education guess. No.
Oh, no.
But I will say, even if we don't have good weather, they now have, in case of rain,
umbrellas.
In case of rain, they will move it to, hang on, because I know they just posted
inside Valentine Hall?
Inside Valentine
Wonderful.
Hall. So rain or shine, it's going to be going on.
Okay, good.
But it is supposed to be sunny, so hopefully we can
Oh, magic cam bottle. If it is cold out there, what shall we do to keep warm?
Bonfire.
All right, Cameron. That's what we will do.
Bonfire.
All right, what do you got?
Gary Owen is announcing that they are going to extend their Sunday kitchen hours. You can now enjoy dinner from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Oh, very nice. Oh.
So that'll be their new Sunday hours.
All right, that's good. So we can go there if we get out on time for lunch or dinner sometime.
The this Sunday from 10:30 to 2:30, the PA Festival is going to be put on at 1030 Fairfield Road.
What's that?
I wish I knew what business this was located at. It is the person who created this event is Fur Babies Pet Bakery and More. They might actually be located there. But anyway, so the PA Festival is bring your pet for some fun games and activities, a costume contest, light refreshments for the ponents, and lick or treating for your pet, plus healthy treats and accessories shopping. Christmas is right around the corner. Explore our Pawtique for unique gifts for your pets and your pet lovers.
I'm the happiest girl in the whole USA.
Ow!
I got to give it to you guys. You guys just keep reading along.
That's right. They're so sick of me by now.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
All right, what else is going on, guys?
Healthy Adams County has announced their last walk of the season on Wednesday, October 23rd. They will be doing this seminary trail. It is a 2.4-mile walk.
We're all going to strut.
Mm-hmm. This is a strut. So you can walk through the neighborhoods around this seminary. It ends at the rec park. So if you're able to come out, it is at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, October 23rd. Get a little exercise in before it gets too cold to go outside and do anything.
Cellar 75 at the Barn Resort has Thirsty Thursday specials now every week. So if you do head over there, they have $3 PBRs and $4 twisted teas, all varieties and flavors. And don't forget to try an order of their house-made famous crab dip or one of their gourmet flatbreads.
By the way, I went there. Tom, are you coming for the Christmas party this year?
I don't believe so.
Oh, God damn it, Tom. Why not this time? What?
It's just my busy schedule.
All right.
I know I have 2 podcasts I got to do in Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whose podcast?
It's at some libraries or something.
Oh, okay. Nobody listens. So
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, come on. It's
and
true.
I can't speak too loud while I'm in there either. So.
Right. You got to whisper. Yeah. So tell me about your experience at 9/11. Well, I was in the North Tower.
The Dewey.
South Tower or North Tower? You were in the North Tower.
I was in the North Tower.
I was in the North Tower. Yeah. Well, it's going to be down at the Barn Resort.
Also, the winter is tough travel time.
Yeah.
Upstate
Well, and
New
you got to
York.
come through the mountains. Yeah, that's not fun. 81 and 84, not a joy at that time of year. Anyway, Barn Resort, we're going to have it December 7th. In fact, while they're doing the Next Story patrons, I am going to make a post with the link to the sign up so that you can go and sign up. We've only got a handful of spaces that we have reserved, and we have a very long invitation list this year. We're inviting. I don't know who's going to show up, but we're inviting all of the guests who have been on the show this year to see if they would come, and then maybe you get to rub elbows with some of your favorite guests from Address in Gettysburg in 2024,
Like me.
like Bethany, Clarence Yingling, or who else? Goes to Sickles Lake. Are you going to go? No, what is it? All right, you know what? Forget it.
December 7th.
Stop
Clarence
answering my
Yingling,
question.
Why did you?
Bethany Clarence, because you love the saxophone.
Clarence Clemens.
Thank you.
That would have been Mark's name.
Mark was almost named Clarence.
He would have been Clarence Eugene Yingling III.
Oh my God.
Bullshit. Mark ain't so bad then.
Yeah, Mark ain't so bad.
Exactly.
So, do you have any more, Sin?
No, I don't.
All right. Finally, the Halloween parade, the Gettysburg Halloween parade, will be held on Tuesday at 7:15 p.m. So it does not make it all the way down to Rupp House. So standing at Rupp House will not do you any good. But last year I stood in front of the Maryland Settlery and they had ice cream. So I would just recommend that might be a good place to go.
Didn't you air it last year? Didn't you?
We did not.
What?
You were at the Halloween parade last year, weren't you?
I did a live
stream.
stream. Yeah. And then it got kicked off because there was copyrighted music being played. It's like not even worth it. I would do it, but you know how it is.
All those dance groups with their
You mean it's all those people making as much money as they can?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But it's not fair when they're trying to stifle my creativity and I want to use
for $86,490 a year.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So there you go. Posted it, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and let's see. Does it work?
What do you?
Yes, it does. It does
The
work.
link for the Christmas
The link
party.
for the Christmas party. So if you're a patron, go ahead, sign up ahora. In fact, you know what, Cindy? Do you know how to go to the laptop on the camera there? I'll show everybody what it looks like. Okay, so you just go ahead, click that. Do you? Okay, there we are. So there we are. So listener appreciation holiday party. There's Cherubic Cam and Mike Eisenhut from 3 years ago, I think. So you're going to go over to the calendar here. You're going to see December 7th is the only one highlighted. You're going to click it. You're going to go down there. It's going to say that. And you're going to go number of guests. Let's say there's 2 of you coming. You're going to say 2. Where are you from? You're going to answer that. You're going to give us your name, your phone number, your email address. What does that say? Get future email updates from Addressing Gettysburg. Well, if you want to join our mailing list, you can do that.
Of course you want that.
Of course you do, because we're about to start a mailing list and then complete your booking. It's very simple. So here we go. Where are you from? I am from my mom and dad. And full name, Maddie Boy.
You know you're gonna get a whole bunch of that from everybody
yes, of
listening
course.
tonight.
All right, and then we'll do that, and we'll do. God damn you with your stupid autofill. Well, you know what we'll do is
autofill.
We'll do that, and then you just do complete your book. You know what? I'm just gonna do it because it's required. All right, sorry. So you can't even do that, folks. You have to do whatchamacallit there. So that's it. Thank you, Cindy. You can go off that now, and that's it there, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. That's how it's done. Beth, what else you got? Cindy, what else you got?
Folks. That's it.
Oh, that's all you got?
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Well, very good.
It is. It's 8:28.
Listen to this.
Nobody's even on the live stream anymore. They're all.
Are they all asleep?
They all
left?
went to bed.
Yeah. Look at that. No. Whatever. No, actually, it's.
We've got lots of folks listening.
Well, it's
257,000. That's not bad at all.
Next week in Australia by now, isn't it?
It is. Grant, what's the future like? Tell us. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get going because it's getting late and it's time to pack. And we got to eat dinner as well. So we're going to grab some food at home and pack and all that jazz. You guys, thank you for listening. Thanks to George and Cindy for coming from the Mansion House. We'll see you guys next week. We'll see you on the tour.
Today's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin MacLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Cowlery, Bethany Yingling, Debbie Jones, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We'll need a couple thousand patrons to be able to put people up in hotels. Speaking of patrons, maybe you'd like to become one. You'll find plenty of perks over there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. So go to patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
I'm from Clarion. I can sing high, I can sing low, I can sing
This concludes our broadcast.
Bethany
I could house that loaf.
houses the loaf. She usually takes
I usually take smaller bites. Dun, dun. Oh my god, my gut hurts.
But when she cracks up, she jokes and snores. How lucky are we to know a broad like Bethany?